I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a new understanding of our current politicality to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. Give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. I am arriving. Yes. My name is David Sponheim, and my party is America's Third Party. And this is a daily show, a virtual interactive chat experience that no one has ever been able to duplicate on the internet. We have an amazing lineup of people that give us links and give us all kinds of new information about our news, and we are constantly abreast of what's happening. We also take a different path than most traveled. We look at things with real solid scientific eyes, focusing on what the proof is and where the truth is. Okay, we've got a person recommending a path I should go after. Okay. Again, I'm not a Democrat, so the Democratic Party has a tremendous advantage over us on all different levels. Yeah, you have to understand, I can't compete with them because they have controlled the party system that we live in. And they are completely corrupt. No matter who they are in that party, they're going to get sucked in. So no matter who they are, they themselves will be corrupted. That's the problem with the Democratic Republican Party. But yeah, sending me an image about Andrew Yang doesn't tell me anything. The man's willing to take my basic income idea and inflate it to over $1,000 a month and then force everyone else to do the same without showing where that money is. So there's no pathway for me through the Democratic Party. You know that. I thought you understood that. Okay, so we've got a couple shows going on simultaneously. We've got Vaughn in one chat room and iBlog in the other. Hi, Max. Welcome. We do have a guest cam capability over at iBlog. This is the template I use for our show. I host the show over at Cool Rock, an online community. You can get there at coolrock.com. I am constantly looking at the chat now because it's right in front of my face, which is great. Mad Dog, I can't take your link right now. We're handling the trolls daily, Louis. Yeah. The problem that we've had up to this point is not trolling. It's complete censorship in the mainstream media. We expected trolls the minute we started our show in 2008. And I was trolled just as hard back then as I am now. Here I was in 2008.
Hi, good morning. As you can see, I'm still wearing the shirt I wore last night and yesterday at Blog TV. It's exhilarating to do Blog TV. We've been having an incredible time. This is in fact day 54. I thought yesterday was day 54, but we did a recount, and we determined that today is day 54 as we approach the election. And as your potential write-in candidate, David John Sponheim, I'm here to show you my hybrid electric vehicle. It's not a plug-in hybrid. That's something I want to build at the U.S. Auto Corporation that I want you, the people, to own. Check out this vehicle. Isn't that a beautiful car? Everywhere we go, we get looks. One of the reasons people look at us is we get about 60 miles per gallon, which is really nice. We've been across the country a few times.
And it literally paid for itself. Yeah, that was me 11 years ago, folks. So it's amazing if you stay healthy, things work for you. I can tell you now that I know. Who's the old Opie-looking guy on your left? That's me out in front of my house. That car is still there. I mean, I still have a beautiful car. I bought one just like that without the pinstriping for Sarah. That's a 5-speed. And I have I bought a CVT transmission for her, which is something she likes, so she doesn't like to do the shifting thing. But yeah. I've been doing the show for 11 years, as you know, without any mainstream media attention whatsoever. Even when I did a blackface video in 2009, people around the world heard about me, but nobody in the mainstream media would cover my story except to make fun of me and call me a racist, even though I'm not a racist. I've never been racist in my life. I was merely impersonating a bad corporate president, Barack Obama. Yeah. Donald Trump is like Barack Obama in that way. He's a corporate president as well. So I was really attacking the corporatocracy when I did that, not making fun of black people. Yeah, I did a blackface video which went viral worldwide, and to this day has drawn huge amounts of viewership around the globe. And I appreciate you folks tuning in. The effort to start a third party is so daunting that even doing a blackface video didn't get me enough leverage to get past the hump of control that the elitists have over our media. We are not living in a free country. We are living in a controlled and completely censored country of America. You may think you're free, but you're not. You're being lied to. The two-party system is a diversion. It's being designed to head us in different directions and divide us, as opposed to unite us, which is what we offer. A united centrist political approach to government and to improving our economy. The blackface video helped my campaign immensely. I would not be seen by millions of people around the world without it. I would have been a white guy doing a show in some weird place on the internet. We're not that way at all. We've got viewership across the globe on UHF and VHF and other networks. These simple facts are overwhelming, and the elitists cannot control the fact that people keep talking about us worldwide. Now, I'm not known that much in my own country. Only about 1 million people have been exposed to America's third party here in a country of 330 million. So, as you can see, I had to create an alternative network, coolrock.com, just to play our show because of the troll activity. I run the show through a VPN because I'm DDoSed as a result of having an IP out there. I have to do a VPN broadcast, and in the process, I can't even access my own website. So I created the site CoolRock, and it turns out it's a great filter for Cloudflare not to be able to ban you. So you can go into CoolRock and possibly watch the chat, if not try to get into chat. I know every one of the chat rooms requires you to sign in now. That was never the case when we first started. They've been attacking us and censoring us at all levels. Mark Vaughn pulled guest chat down 2 years ago because there were so many people trying to get in here from all around the world. I've logged 2.5 months ago pulled guest chat down, and now you have to sign in and have an email account to register as a guest. So they're afraid that this is growing so fast they can't keep the tide of people back from the room who wants to share their story in their part of the world with America's third party. And this has been going on for some time, the censorship. Believe me, it's beyond your imagination right now. We've got problems within the government here in our country, America, that are very similar to the problems you're facing in Russia with Zionist oligarchs controlling your country. They're now being used to control our country, and we've got, of course, the Zionist AIPAC organization trying to pull strings on both sides of the political spectrum, both left and right. And this is how AIPAC controls our political process. This is why our country is not changing. Instead, it's falling in line with the New World Order, which is not helping anybody, especially people around the world. All right. Yeah. Let me show. Yeah, I think I've got to make a couple adjustments here. There we go. You guys are in there. Maxed Out Credit is in tonight. Wow. And you got Hog Slammer? We got Hog Slammer in. Yeah, so we have the pro account now gifted to us. And we'll take a little look here at Hog Slammer. We got a couple people in here right now. Yeah, I don't even have everybody on the screen, but let's get somebody on the screen. No, that's not far enough. See if I can get that up there. Grab it from below. I'll bring in the news in just a second. Okay, we got Maxed Out Credit is there. Made it back from his previous experience. Hog Slammer's here, and we've got somebody on the far left. I don't seem to have that ability to get that person over there. But yeah. Looks good, man. You got your computer set up. Looks like you've gone with a clean approach. Hog Slammer went off camera there for a second. There you go. You got the clean look. You got your big bouncy ball working on your back. That's smart. I have one of those too. They're good for the lumbar and your spondylosis. I have spondylosis, which is a little bit weirder than spondylosis. All right. I don't know. I can't control the feed on CNN. I could kick that person off if you wanted me to, but is it really that important? I'll kick him off. Yeah, I kicked him off. Yeah, you don't have to worry about CNN. And some of you people on the right refuse to look at that show. I understand you feel like Donald Trump has been betrayed, but bear in mind, Donald Trump has been doing some pretty nasty things, making money at the White House, dealing with Russia, fully knowing that Russia was rigging our election and allowing it, not even telling the FBI. Yeah. Good. Your last keyboard died with Tabasco sauce? Sounds like a bad trip there, Pirate Salty Dog. Okay, getting into the show. As you know, we have a lot more sincerity here than the Democratic Party. We've got people in the Democratic Party that are acting like complete fools. Beto O'Rourke is one of them. Take a look at this.
I'm going back there right now to be with my family and to be with my hometown. And I want to thank the El Paso Police Department and the first responders. They're there right now, and we're going back to be with them. I'm incredibly saddened, and it is very hard to think about this.
Now this guy laughs when he's saddened. He's literally laughing.
And it's very hard to think about this.
And it's very hard to think about this. And it's very hard to think about this.
And it's very hard to think about this.
It's very hard to imagine him serious at any given time. Wow. Okay, that's pretty serious. Now back to the news. Protesters chant as Trump visits Dayton. Yeah, that was yesterday's news. Let me refresh. Trump brags about crowd size during El Paso visit. We saw that crowd. It was not that big. Bodies of 2 Canadian teens wanted in 3 murders found. I don't think they were the murderers, guys. I think they're murderers that killed these young men. I think that they've got to keep looking for the murderers. That's foolish to think that these 2 guys did it. ICE arrested 680 undocumented workers at a Mississippi food processing plant ahead of the El Paso visit yesterday. Okay. China is warning Hong Kong is facing the biggest crisis since the handover of power from the British. We'll see if that's going to happen smoothly or not. It looks like protests are happening every day. Nobody wants to be extradited back to Beijing. No one in Hong Kong wants to be sent out of there. And they don't understand why the law would have them extradited back to Beijing for a re-education. Well, that's what the communist nation of China does. They re-educate people. They should have known that in advance. Anybody living in Hong Kong still has got to be wondering, what's going on. Like, we got a couple guys living there right now. I'm curious, are you going to be okay? Yeah. All right.
We're gonna go home, all right? We're gonna try and make that.
We picked up some pictures of the Walmart shooting that there's no blood involved. So as you know, I cannot post anything with blood. We're going to post a little bit of this for you. This is a preparatory crisis event that happened in and around the Walmart. And you can see the officers have a crowd of people that are simply doing what they're told.
We're gonna go home, all right? We're gonna try and make that as fast as we can. But we need you guys to remain calm and stay here, okay? Under the shade. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna try and see if we can get water for everybody out here, okay? All right, that's a start. I'll start with that, okay? But you guys gotta help me out and stay back here, okay?
So this is part of the staging event of the Walmart, which apparently took 3 or 4 days to build this crisis event so they got it ready. Here's another aspect that happened at the store 3 days before the event.
We're gonna open down when we need to, okay? The last person here closes that door, okay? Now we do rubber. Okay, we go down, exit, that gave us the south exit, okay? By the mall, by the freeway. So at that time, they're coming this time from this side, you guys have to run down. The shooter's that way? He's over here in the others, okay? Yeah, he's the others. Hey, whoa, sorry. They're over there, we don't know if he's there, but the cops are there. So my one is, hey, we lockdown, okay? Right later. Yeah, be careful, okay? Don't come to the mall. Don't come to the mall. Don't go to the mall, okay?
Okay, so you saw the back door of what these are all about. These are gatherings of people that are willing to be crisis actors, willing to be moved from one place to another, and they're all very compliant, and they're willing to be participating in this crisis event, not knowing, in most cases, that their presence makes it seem like there's a real event happening. So what you're seeing is the back door of all of this, like behind the scenes in a theater production. Isn't that amazing? And we have a few of these that came to us last night from one of our supporters. Very hard to find them on the internet. Most of them have been knocked down. But these are gatherings of people ahead of the event. And we saw postings of the event in advance, 2 days, 3 days in advance. We've proven that that is being posted in advance. So what are these events really all about? It's about inspiring fear. And the government's able to do this legally under the current NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act. They can inspire fear so that people will promote gun control. And their goal ultimately is to disarm the population. They're doing it right in our face, boldly, without any retribution or recrimination or any type of oversight by a third party. That's why we need a third party, because these 2 parties are complicit in this. That's the problem. Yeah, I wish it wasn't the case, but it is. And this has been going on for many years now. 10 years we've seen numerous events that we cannot verify happened simply because there's no real blood evidence in any of them. Like Mandalay Bay, the Clark County coroner refused to even answer questions at all to anybody who questioned the Stephen Paddock's role in that or how many shooters were shooting at any given time. We have photographs of 3 shooters in Mandalay Bay that the government never acknowledged, and they showed only one, and they somehow got their guy, Stephen Paddock. And he may not have even been killed, because he was seen 5 days later in Atlantic City playing cards. So it's highly unlikely that that story is real either. So why would the government lie? Why would the government push for gun control? Well, most likely because Russia is very much at play here. The Russian Zionists are trying to control our country. They've already controlled our election. They've already controlled the Democratic Party's ability to impeach Donald Trump. People in the Democratic Party are receiving money from Russia to get reelected. People in the Republican Party are receiving Russia to get reelected. It's that serious. When don't they lie? That's a good question. Yeah, they seem to get off on lying. And a lot of the people that do these things, crisis events, make money. That's an interesting little side note. Their GoFundMe pages, one lady posted a $40,000 request for having been at this terrible El Paso shooting. She was up to $25,000 in 2 days. So these people are making tons of money, and that money is probably secretly being shifted to GoFundMe, because remember, GoFundMe is a secret place to receive money. It should be completely illegal for people to get money untraceable from GoFundMe accounts. Completely illegal, but it's not. Look at Michael Avenatti. He made $430,000 exploiting Stormy Daniels on a crowdfunded site while telling people he was running for office in 2020 for president. He got away with it. It's illegal to draw money for a political campaign at crowdfund or at GoFundMe, but they're able to sidestep it. And he claimed he was helping Stormy while running for president. And boy, he sure didn't help Stormy Daniels at all. So how do they prep these events? Why do they get people in our face? Because they want to get rid of our guns. And if they disarm our population, the Russian Zionists have an easy walk through our country without any question about who's going to stop them. So you people who voted for Trump must realize that Trump got help from the Russians. You must realize that now. Welcome, everybody. Nice to have viewers. Thank you. Many of you people who are Democrats must realize by now that your party is pretty impotent and unable to make any decisions at all. Yeah. So we are it's obvious to me from this third party perspective that right in the middle of the political spectrum is where Americans they need to develop a movement of some sort. And we believe that our ideas are right in the middle of the political spectrum. We're not pushing LGBTQ on you like the Democrats are. Although I don't want discrimination of gays, I'm not going to take on LGBTQ as a banner. I'm also not pushing gun control. And now you see even Donald Trump pushing gun control, and Lindsey Graham, who, by the way, gets money from Russia to get reelected. Lindsey Graham's pushing gun control now in a big way by telling you if you've been to a mental hospital, you're red flagged or been to a crisis unit, you're red flagged. It's no longer whether you're a danger to yourself or to others. The mere mention of a crisis unit makes you red flagged so that you won't have a gun. So you can understand where this is going. The Democrats, Republicans are slowly drifting into the New World Order play of gun control. But it's also Russian Zionist inspired. They love that. They'd love to weaken our country. So because we can't do anything to stop the Russian involvement, because they said it's the new normal, they are basically admitting that they are compromised and our country is now under the control of Russian Zionists. They're essentially telling you that flat out, that there's nothing they can do, when they should have prosecuted people over these crimes. So how is everybody? I hope you're doing well.
¿Qué pasó? Como porque estaban en la tienda.
We have another eyewitness account right out in front of the Walmart that day. Let's take a look. Un momento, por favor. Got a guy's belly there.
And what did they tell you guys?
They just supposed to get out.
And And how long were you guys? Because in JCPenney they told us to wait in the corner. Did they do that with you, or did they move you outside right away?
There was people were running from inside the mall to Dillard's, and they were just screaming to get out. That's when everybody started getting out. Then the store manager said for everybody to evacuate, so we had to stay a little bit behind and make sure everybody was out. Then the police came in
And did they tell you anything? Did they give you any information?
they just said to evacuate immediately.
Immediately.
And as of right now, what do you know?
I just know there's a shooter. I don't know how many. I don't know. We were standing close to the building. Police came out. They told us to get away farther from the building. So
Just captions of people outside, you know, people that had just experienced something, they don't know what. Most people are just being told to move away from the event. If they have a crisis event underway, they just tell people to move away from the event. And those people aren't paid anything because they're really not witnesses. The ones that are witnesses say outright that they saw, you know, guns, firing. Here is an eyewitness.
Cuando ya íbamos a pagar, miré cuando entraron unos hombres con pistolas disparando a toda la gente. ¿Eran varias personas? Más que una persona. Ok, por lo menos dos. Como 3 o 4 personas.
Okay, now this El Paso witness describes 4 men all dressed in black as shooters. Now this is a woman that probably wasn't paid to do anything. She just said, hey, I saw four people dressed in black as shooters. This is exactly what happened in various other shootings, like the San Bernardino shooting. There were 3 men in black shooting, not a woman dressed in a Muslim woman and a tall black man. No, there were 3 white men dressed in black in the San Bernardino shooting many years ago. So this is the same thing played out over and over again. Eyewitnesses say 4 shooters.
Ajá. ¿Y cómo estaban vestidos? Yo los vi de negro. Okay. So you saw more than one person dressed in black shooting inside the Walmart. ¿Andaban ya uniformados como policías o...? No les vi la cara, solamente les vi pedazo para traían... Yo los vi todo de negro y traían short puestos. No traían pantalón, eran shorts. Ah, ok. Y eran ellos los que iban disparando porque yo lo más vi de las pistolas largas cuando ellos iban así porque yo miraba a los que estaban. So she saw 4 individuals running in stores all dressed in...
Okay, so these are 4 men running in stores. Why did they arrest 1 man in this shooting? It makes no sense. So you're looking at the backbone of a very big cover-up orchestrated by crisis actors, and it is disturbing. I'm tired of being lied to. I don't know about you, but we Americans deserve honesty from our government, and we're getting lied to. You can see it in every single event. There's not one case of blood evidence. In every single event. No, Amber's doing great. Yeah. I cannot confirm if there was or was not a shooting in the Walmart. No, I cannot. And again, without any blood evidence, I'm still at a loss. I did look at some live leak footage, which looks staged to me. That much I can tell you. And I can't show it to you because there was some violence in it. I tried to show it last night. I had to actually pull the video out of the final cut. Last night we had some problems with our XSplit program, and I crashed 3 times, so I have 3 parts to our show. But in lieu of the reality that we have no real solid footage verifying things, we have to assume that we're being told these things in order to push for gun control. It's been happening for some time. It's not going away anytime soon. As much as we like to think it is, it's not. It's the same old thing over and over again. That was not Color Pulse. It's just somebody who's saying something. So if you guys are reaching the point where you're frustrated, you want to relax, welcome to our Technology Thursday show. Let's all light up and experience what it's like to not worry about anything. All right, so she went off in a recreational state and got high because she didn't want to deal with the whole situation as it unfolded. Yes. Hey, you guys are really getting off on the camera. Look at that. We got Mad Dog. Excuse me, we got Hog Slammer and his big kitty cat and another friend kitty cat. We got Maxed Out Credit drawing pictures of smokers smoking a little weed. And New York Viking, he's in there with his photographs of Bernie and Trump playing on repeat. Thank you, New York Viking, for coming in. Really glad we have this opportunity for you guys to co-host and participate. No, I'm still looking into the bell-shaped pictures I've taken of all the different areas around the country that have these technological question marks. Yeah, I brought this up the other day. This particular picture I pulled off of Google Maps. It is of a bell tower above the Cleveland area, and it's not just one bell tower, it's a lot of them. You see this picture is a one from the distance. It shows them every 300 feet, and they're all over every city in America, because I just drove through America. I just drove 10,000 miles, and they're in every city all over the country. What these are, we don't really know. It's a mystery. Yeah. I'm beginning to wonder if this isn't surveillance, 360 surveillance. It looks like surveillance cameras, but why would they want to photograph everywhere around major highways, including the backs, neighborhoods, etc.? We're trying to find out, but I have to send the picture in to FCC and respond. I should get a response in about 2 or 3 months. I'm waiting on a photograph that Sarah took while we were on the show, a video of one of the sets of towers that we saw in Buffalo. They're all over the country. They're in every city now, and this is all different than anything I've ever seen before, because I've been away from traveling for 7 years, but they're everywhere now. And they're not 5G transponders. I thought they were. They're not. So we don't know what they are. But we'll get to the bottom of it eventually, I'm sure. There is also a strange reality that there's no other picture of these out there on the internet either. And we've got researchers deeply looking into search engines trying to find copies of what this is. There's nothing out there on these, which is very disturbing considering they're everywhere in every city. Okay, let's get serious. Share the third-party program for 2020 U.S. presidency? Sure. Well, one of the big programs that we have, obviously, involves getting solar rooftops on American homes. And these ideas we've had for many years, but luckily for us, we've got technology like this already partnering up with the Army Corps of Engineers. We could mass produce these and roll them out and create amazing solar panel opportunities for people to install solar panels around the country. Right, that's just one of the many ideas we have. It was used by Hillary Clinton in the debates with Donald Trump. She suggested they do rooftop solar panels. That was my idea. Anyway, the reality is we need programs to augment the automation that's currently happening in America. They say automation will remove a lot of jobs. Well, I've got ideas up the yin-yang. This idea right here, this piece of technology, is a Savonius windmill, and it could be used on top of telephone poles. We could actually retrofit small vertical windmills on telephone poles to create electricity when there's hardly any wind. Now, these types of windmills will work at 5 miles an hour, not 15 like the big windmills that are hard to service and cost millions of dollars. And I'm hoping that we can build these for around $1,000 and create jobs installing them. Again, that's just one of the many ideas that we have that nobody else has. But what makes America's third party great is the simple fact that we've got the ability to create solutions, whereas the Democrats don't. And we've been reaching deep into our solution bag of tricks, and we've come up with a lot of very amazing opportunities for people who need work. And one of the big problems that we have is housing. So we came up with a plan to create a housing solution called the Homestead Renewal Plan. And that plan is actually more than likely going to stimulate up to 1 million jobs in America, simply using the money we have currently on the docket, ready to go, that could provide people immediate work. $15 an hour, fixing up houses. And that's the premier plan of the Homestead Renewal Plan. That combined with the rooftop revolution, we should be able to generate 1.5 million jobs right out of the chute. We've also got a great plan to solve the high cost of healthcare, and that would be our mobile medical unit system, which we could deploy within our current budget. Within 1 year, we could have 200 units, mobile medical units, distributed in every city in America, some like 10 per city, like in Chicago and LA, initially, will lower the cost of healthcare significantly. And mobile medical units could be an immediate solution for people, especially low-income people who don't have any other options, thereby lowering the strain on our ER and trauma care units, bringing the cost of healthcare under control. The Democrats don't have this idea, by the way. They don't. Donald Trump mentioned this idea like it was his back in 2016, used a lot of my ideas claiming they were his, and he never acted upon it. He never built the mobile medical unit system into place in any of the healthcare proposals Mitch McConnell put off. So all these ideas make us very, very unique. We have ideas that are real solutions for America. We got a super fan over there. Yeah, I can see that. Thank you very much. We got a super fan, Max. That's right. America's Third Party at gmail.com is our email in case you want to email us. Thank you very much, Max. America's Third Party at gmail.com. All right, so let's get back into the main foray of news. Trump bragging about his El Paso visit. He's also pushing for gun control now, which really shocks a lot of Republicans, but I told you he was going to do this. You know, Bob, we didn't have a nice steak meal. We had about 4 or 5 steak meals. We went to amazing places that had New York steaks that were really, really tender. And we had a lobster dinner. Sarah treated me to a lobster dinner. In the state of Maine, we went there and had a great lobster dinner at Ken's Place, which is world famous for its lobsters, in Portland, Maine. That was fun. I think that we pigged out on lobster that day.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Very good stuff. Sarah's here. She's going to give you guys a little comment talk, and she's very well versed in the entire program that we have for America, and she can talk about anything that you guys have questions about. Automation is going to replace a lot of jobs, and we know that 30% of the people making $80,000 or more right now are going to be losing their job, and 80% of people making $20,000 or more are going to lose their job in 10 years. That means if you're making $20,000 a year, your job is probably going to be phased out. I mean, you're looking at Amazon procurement. They're already looking at robots to do the job Amazon employees are earning right now. So we are seriously in a crisis where if we don't tool up with new jobs for people, we won't have any. Now, I know people want to improve their lives and they want work. We also have a plan to give people a basic income, and that's the original basic income idea we created in 2012 with our book, Hybrid Capitalism, where we give you a baseline amount of $500 a month. And you can go from there. The Baseline Plus program is the more you dedicate your life to working on the side, the more the plus factors in. The baseline is what we cover, and then you get the plus. That's you working.
Exactly. Some people can choose to not work as hard as other people.
Right.
But, you know, we do believe that there is a basic, we have the resources to provide a basic plan for everyone without having to do all of this, like, oh, what's your income, and if you make over a certain amount then you no longer qualify. And you know, there are people out there that are like barely scraping by, who then, you know, but they make it, but just barely, but they don't qualify for anything. And then there's the people that they actually qualify for government benefits and they choose not to work, because if they even attempted to get a job, then they would no longer qualify for benefits. It's ridiculous, really. I mean, anyway.
You're right. If you want to look at anything over there, you can click this button right here. It'll give you the headlines and anything that pops up on that screen. So let me put it over there. So I'm going to be stepping out of the show. And if you want to look at anything there, that'll be right on the screen for you. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody. I'll be back.
Okay. There's an RV yard sale in your hotel parking lot. What does that mean? Like, people are selling their RVs, or people are selling things out of their RVs? What is that? Okay. Sarah is back with my hair. Yes. They're selling things out of their RVs? Okay. Well, for me, I'd be like, don't buy anything. Who needs stuff? You know, stuff doesn't make us happy. I do like, I enjoy purchasing experiences, and they say that's kind of the future is people will look at doing experiences. Okay, cool. Hog Slammer's here with his 2 cats. Maxed out credits here. This is Lazy Days, fishing in the river. You do some really nice drawings there, Maxed Out Credit. New York Viking is here with and this, whatever. You're giving to AOC like too much credit there. Anyway. Sarah, why are you too lazy to drive a manual transmission vehicle? I'm not too lazy. I could drive a manual transmission vehicle if I wanted to. I just never really, maybe I was lazy when I first learned to drive, so I never really drove one in the past. Well, I did drive one twice. One time when I drove a manual stick shift, I like stalled the vehicle in the parking lot, and the other time I drove a stick shift because I didn't get how to like let off. You have to let off the gas and put in the clutch at the same time. And the other time I did fine. I was driving in like the backwoods, like out to the beach, and I just had to go quickly into gear, and I just totally knew how to do it. The first time I was like in a tight vehicle, like I can't even explain it. It was just really crowded, and the other time it was fine. I did stall once, but it was fine. So I'm sure I could if I wanted to. But David likes to drive, so he does a lot of the driving, but I like to drive too. I've discovered that on our trip, is that I do like to drive. Oh, they're selling that out of the vehicle. Okay. Going fast is no problem. It's, yeah, when you slow down. Yeah, okay. Yeah, David uses fruit spray. iVlog is acting like Vaughn. Yeah, they don't have any more, or I guess they have some guests. What is that? That's a picture of like mountains and a house and a river, and I don't know what's on the side. Like that looks, it's hard to tell. A donkey? No, I don't know. Underneath the mountain by your right hand. I don't know what that is. When you're looking at it, it would be underneath your right hand. Yeah. Okay. MCV. Oh, and oh yes, the MCU, the mobile command units. Yes, exactly. All right. CBD counters the high of THC. So if you take CBD, then you don't get high from THC. I don't know. I don't do any of that stuff. I have CBD oil for my cat, and I give it to my cat. I don't use it myself. I just give it to my cat. And I have noticed, like, she used to have like these shakes. She'd be like,
Parkinson's, feline Parkinson's.
And then, anyway, she's really The CBD oil has really helped her. Like, she doesn't get those shakes as much anymore. And I noticed, like, she used to, like, when she walked, she'd be like, you could tell, like, her hind leg was hurting. And, like, it looks really good. Oh, there's my last day in the MCU. Wait. That looks... That looks like the hood is open and it's about to... It can't start. That's pretty much what happened, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's just where you live in Kentucky. 503. Yeah, I give him a little more than a drop. I give her like 5 drops, which is probably about 5 milligrams, but yeah. You know, like a little, about that much. That's it. And but yeah, she's really benefited from it. Oh, Amber, wherever you are, it's National Cat Day, according to McDundee. Thank you. That's very cool. Yeah, I do like that emoticon. Thanks, Pirates. Very cool. I'll take care of Amber. Oh. That's Sarah's. Oh, my amigo, the mosquito. My goodness, you're pretty good at drawing. Yeah, that's not my friend. I should get David one of those, because I know before I met him, he liked to sketch and draw, but he doesn't really anymore. But I think he would have fun with that, because you don't ruin any paper. You just like draw. If it's good, you can take a picture of it. Yeah, I hate mosquitoes. I hate them. I like worms, but I hate mosquitoes. I hate rats, but I like cats. It's one of those things. You've been feeding your cats ham? Do they actually eat it? Does your cat eat the ham? $6 on eBay? That's pretty good. I think I know what I'm getting him for Christmas. Your cats eat the ham and they're savages now. Whenever you want to just like make yourself a ham sandwich, your cats are like, meow, 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 I want ham too. He feeds his cats ham.
I don't know. I've never tried that.
I've never fed Amber ham.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I don't think Amber would like ham.
No, she won't eat anything.
And the battery lasts forever. Would you like one of these sketch things that Maxed Out Credit does? It looks like a chalkboard, but it's like a sketch thing.
Yeah, send a link to it, yeah.
It's like, yeah. Yeah, he says send a link, and I'll get it for him. Then I should have just said send a link and I'll do it for Christmas, because then, you know, the thing is, like, delayed gratification, there's something to be said with that. I love cats. Well, I love one cat in particular. I was looking at her today and, oh, here she is. Guess what? Wait, where are you? I saw her in the, oh, they want to see you and say, Happy National Cat Day. Happy National Cat Day. Yes. Happy National Cat Day, kitty cat. I was telling him about your CBD oil. I was telling him about how you went on this long trip and you don't have the shakes anymore from your CBD oil. And maybe you'll sit in my lap. I don't know. She loves David's laps way more than she likes my lap, because like David, like one thigh is like perfect for her. And my leg, I pick her up and then she like gets her claws stuck in my jeans, and then she's like, what? Oh, she's like walking on the desk just to get away from me, and now she's looking down like, how am I gonna get down? Help! What am I gonna do? That's the first time you've been up there. Little kitty cat, you want to come back down? I know where you want to go. I will get you down. Kitty elevator. Kitty elevator down there. She's super happy to be home though. She's like, her tail's wagging. She's very good. Oh, that's another sign of age. They can't. She loves brushing. Yeah, she does like a little brushing. But she really just loves David. Like, David will be like, oh, I think I'll take a little lay down on the bed for a minute. And then he's like, whoa, Amber, where'd you come from? She's just like, he was like testing out my guest bedroom. It's like, let's see how this guest bed is. She like jumps up on the bed just to jump into him. Yeah. And I have these awesome jeans. When I bought them, I was like, oh, these are the softest jeans ever. And then she, you know, gets her claws in them. And so now I feel them and they're not soft on the outside anymore. They're still soft on the inside. Oxlamer's cats are huge. Yes, they are. My cat is like, man, there might be rats that are bigger than my cat, but I love her. And I'm not gonna, hello Shine, Sarah Shine. I'm not going to have another cat after Amber. Amber will be my last fluffy friend. My last fluffy pet. Yeah. No more. Hello, my beautiful cat Fluffy. We've had Amber. David was saying it's been like 16 human years. And I was calculating, I'm like, oh my goodness, you're right. I mean, we've been together so long. But yeah, we got her in 2003 and she's really just amazing. No babies in the future for us. That's not our plan anyway. We plan to, you know, we have this show, so that's good. I had chard last night. I didn't have the chard yet tonight. It smelled like it was a little bit overcooked, but I'm sure I'll have it and it'll be good. Hey, Sunstar. Yes, I'm so happy to be back home. Super, super happy, I have to say. I love it here. 2 dead in Interstate 10 shooting. Yeah, I'm not a big fan on music videos. I'll look at your cron thing. 2 dead in a rush hour shooting on Interstate 10 in Houston. I'm so glad I didn't do that. It kind of reminds me of that movie with, oh, what's his name? Oh, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about though. Oh, come on, let me get rid of you. Cancel. No. Can't I just say no, not allow or later? Houston police investigate the scene on I-10 near Mercury Drive. 2 people were shot and killed on the freeway. The shooter is still on the loose. Wow. Thank you for keeping me up on the news. Yes, I do have an influence on children. I'm always going for David, Sarah. He's big, I'm small. His flower? I don't know. Both sites are down, you had to leave, okay. Well, you could also check our Periscope site, like Captain Mac. I'll see if he's still there. Hi at Capt Mac 60. Oh, it's a huge daisy. Yeah, daisies. They are. They were giant. They were giant daisies. The tied up eastbound lanes filled with rush hour motorists. The shooter fled the scene. The guy got out of his car with a gun and just was shooting in the middle of the freeway. Unbelievable. They said it's possibly an AR-15. Oh, goodness. They first responded at 5:57 p.m. Central Time. Like, so a couple hours ago. I tend to believe what I see on the news, Periwinkle. David's the one that's always, well, I just saw D.A. David a flower. That's funny. So anyway, I tend to believe what's on the news, which is sometimes why I don't watch the news too much. So anyway, it's unclear what led to the shooting. What was that movie with oh goodness, Bad Day, or where he like lost his job and he's going to work and then he gets out of his car in the middle of the freeway. I don't think he ever actually shoots anyone. The cactus is like David. Thanks. I'm special. You're special. Falling down. Yes, New York EMT. Exactly. He shoots gangbangers with his own guns. That's exactly what this news story reminds me of. Falling down. They said narcotics were found in the victim's sedan. The suspect's vehicle struck the victim's silver four-door sedan on the freeway, causing the sedan to spin out in the middle of traffic, according to police. One male suspect got out of his car and started firing toward the stalled sedan with what witnesses described as a rifle. Police said another suspect may have also gotten out of the car, but could not confirm that detail. This was in Houston. Well, I'll have to call my sister. She lives kind of near there. I'm sure she's fine. The suspect reportedly fired several rounds at the victim's windshield, leaving both adult male occupants dead on the scene. A witness behind the sedan reportedly fired his personal pistol at the suspect, who got back into the car and fled the scene. We do not have a good description of the suspect or the suspect's vehicle. They don't know what happened, but there were narcotics in the victim's vehicle. And Interstate 10 was closed due to the incident. Traffic was backed up for hours. I have been on Interstate 10 with traffic backed up for hours. It's not fun. I really have. I remember driving across country one time, and it was a sad thing that happened that I saw, but that was many years ago. Anyway, those are the stories I hear. Like, I like to tell us what happened to me personally, not like this. But anyway, alright, I'll tell you what happened to me. No one listens, I know. You're my captive audience. So you'll listen, or you'll go do something more productive with your time, which is okay too. So I was 16, moving across country with my family, and we had a couple vehicles. We were driving pretty slow because our vehicles were really heavily weighed down. 2 or 3 vehicles. Anyway, we were driving from Phoenix, and then we went south to get on the Interstate 10, but we took like this side road. It seemed like a side road, but I remember like we were going pretty slow, but we passed this vehicle, and it was this sedan pulling like a hipster, a hipster camper, and it was very weird. So anyway, we got to this little town, which ironically some of my family members have later gone back to that town and like settled there, which is very weird. But anyway, we got to this town, got to this park outside of this town, and we decided to camp there a few days, and we were kind of like trying to pawn off some of the things in our vehicle because we realized like we have too much stuff. And then we were going from the West Coast to the East Coast, so we had passed this vehicle like a couple days earlier, and then another day we like passed the vehicle again, like coming from the store from the west back to our campsite. And then we decided, okay, we've cleared up our vehicles a little bit, so let's hit the road again, keep going to the east. And yes, exactly, you can press mute when I'm talking, it's fine, I'm not offended. Then we were all packed up, and we had all hit the road going east, and suddenly it was like stopped traffic. And we stopped for like an hour, going at least an hour. We stopped to the point where like my dad and I think we were getting out of the vehicle. Like my dad went and talked to truckers to figure out what was going on, because of course they have the CB radios and we didn't. And there was a huge accident up ahead, and when we passed the accident, a trucker, these people were going so slow, this hippie couple, my dad's called them Moonchild, Sunshine and Moonchild, or Sunchild and Moonshine, anyway, they were going so slow that this trucker was like going on his normal speed, and he realized like how slow they were going, and he went to go around them, and he couldn't, and another truck was trying to pass them, and he couldn't brake in time, and so he threw on his brakes and he spun and flipped, and they said that there was a fatality, and I'm pretty sure it was the trucker, because it like the big rig was on its side, and there was like a hole in their back of their camper van, and they were walked away fine. But yeah, that was very sad. Okay, David's back. Yeah, and the camper people seem to be fine. Yeah, that was a very sad moment.
Okay, I'm returning.
All right, like this is sad. Well, I know you would say,
What?
no, it's not real, but I think it's drug related, mafia related.
What is?
I might have closed it out. In Houston, Texas, Interstate 10 was closed down because somebody, not that. It wasn't this. It was a different
Somebody was
thing.
what?
Somebody got out of their, like, crashed into a sedan and then shot. And
Shot people?
in the sedan, 2 people were shot, and then he got back in his vehicle and sped away. They couldn't get so the suspect is at large currently, and they don't have an ID on the suspect or the suspect's vehicle. They did find drugs in the victim's vehicle. So I think it was like a drug deal gone bad.
It seems like a road rage or drug deal combo.
Yeah. And I was saying it kind of reminded, when I first heard about, like, heard it, like the interstate was shut down and some kind of shooting. It reminded me of that Falling Down.
Oh, that was a great movie with Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
He was incredible. Falling Down, if you haven't seen it. A man just went ballistic out there in the middle of L.A. In the movie.
Yeah, in the movie. Anyway,
thank you so much.
Yes. Okay. Stepping Goose is really looking forward to hearing you.
Oh, good.
They muted when I'm on. They're like, David's back. Okay, I can unmute.
Well, we
and
can
I
talk.
said, that's perfectly fine. I'm not offended.
She's not offended because she realizes people like different cadence and communication styles. We understand that. Technology Thursday has always been dedicated to creating new ways and avenues for our country to get ahead financially. We aren't really seeing much of that with Trump. We're not seeing growth in production or manufacturing. Very low 2% growth in the GDP, which was nothing to brag about. At least we're functioning. But what has he done with our trade policy with China? He has literally thrown his own trade issues ahead of us, talking about trademarks, patents, or trademark names with his daughter and Xi Jinping led to seemingly he didn't get what he wanted, so he wanted leverage. So now he took Meng into custody, or at least she was extradited. The daughter of the most important telecommunications business in the world, Huawei. And Meng has been arrested, and she's out on $40 million bail, waiting trial, and it's still causing nothing but a problem with China. So it would be a simple fix for Trump to just say, hey, Meng, sorry, I imposed too many economic sanctions on Iran, but Trump can't do that. He doubled down on Iran, and now he wants to triple down on it, and now it's really hurting our relationship with China in a big way, which means all of us are going to be paying about $200 more per year because of the tariffs that he has imposed. And that's just for starters. If you're buying TV sets and other things, expect a lot more. We're talking about, things you buy at Walmart, for crying out loud. And Trump just doesn't understand what he's doing, and by making it personal and doing a personal deal with China and Ivanka, he really put our nation threw our nation under the bus. And now we have to retrieve a China relationship without having to seem like we're begging for help. But Trump has put us in a very vulnerable position, and it was not something that was very well planned out. It's just so true, I can't tell you. So he made a big error, and that error is bigger than we even know right now, because the trade deficit is what caused the stock market to drop early this week. The trade debt with China has triggered it. The Dow Jones is currently at up 371 points, so it's retrieved some of the losses from the early week trading. Well, that's good news. Profit taking, yeah, so maybe we are a little bit more buoyant than we should be. Who knows? 5-day prognosis was a big drop on August 5th, and then way down, way, and then up, down, and now up. Very optimistic. So maybe tomorrow will be a good day on the market. Up and away. I played that song too many times last night. They sent me all the versions of the Four Seasons, and yeah, anyway. Maxed Out Credit has a tiny URL. ICE arrests 680 undocumented Mississippi employees. Yeah, this is the chicken industry, folks. Yeah, they're just out there making chicken for people in processing plants. And it was believed to be the largest worksite raid in a single state. Trump is being very aggressive, going after illegals in agricultural processing plants without even charging the bosses or owners with the crime, which really sends the wrong message. If we were just going after the people that hire them, that would be a bigger message. This is a Band-Aid, going after one guy and not prosecuting the people hiring him. Come on, Trump, you can do better than that. Jeez, show some balls. You got to prosecute the people that hire illegals, period. chicken losses, rubber sales. Chicken and rubber seem to go well together in Panko Tyson chicken nuggets, don't they? Yeah, Tyson recalled 36,000 pounds of Panko chicken nuggets with rubber in it. And it's funny, they were handing those out at Costco the next day. It's like, would you like some Panko? Oh yeah, sure, I'd like that rubber. I even told Sarah, I said, this tastes like rubber. And I spit it out. It's like, this really does taste like it. It turns out it had rubber in it. Oh, and metal too, that's right. And now Tyson has these new blackened chicken strips. What's this? Did they take their recall and rinse it out and then refry it? I mean, seriously. Not funny, but yeah. You go to Costco just to eat dinner? You know, one of the things that you can give some of your homeless family members is a $10 Costco gift card. And that'll get them in the doors to eat samples for at least a good 6 or 7 weeks. Yeah. I'm not trying to, cheat anybody. It is legal to give people gift cards, and you can get in for $10 gift card. But if you spend all the money on that card, it's zeroed out. That's not really. Hey, what's going on? Thank you. Now, because I can't seem to get through to the relatively apathetic population, we have people coming into our show saying your ideas are never going to come into fruition because no one cares about what you say. Well, that's probably very true, but I'm still going to continue to push my ideas. And that's the whole purpose of great ideas, is you have to keep pushing them forward, otherwise they stay there. So this is more of a promotional show for my great ideas than anything. Thank you, though. And your input is not accepted here, because we are looking for less cynical, apathetic people than you. And when I see a cynical, apathetic, I spotted them and kick them out of the room whenever possible. I can't use a Sam's. No, I'm not recommending you do that at Sam's Club. No, strictly a Costco thing. Joe Biden says we choose truth over facts. What exactly does that mean? Joe wouldn't know truth if it was staring him in the face. David Newsbow. Explosions rock Russian ammunition depot in Siberia. This is an exclusive photograph from original feed from the Guardian magazine. Exploitive communist rag sheet. Let's take a look at this. Whoa, look at that incredible emotion. Oh, that's an ammunition depot. Man. It's blowing sky high. Wow. Not exactly a nice... Ooh, look at the little mushroom cloud. Look at that. Wow. Isn't that super dynamic? Wow. It is believed one person was killed in the explosions and 7 people were injured. Now, you saw a real explosion there. There's no fake news there. Thousands of Russians have been evacuated from the area. Wow. It is an amazing event when something like that happens. I'm so sorry these things happen. My condolences to the decedent. Wow. Heavy duty. Some employers are arrested. Charges pending. Okay.
August 9th, 1945. The Nagasaki nuclear explosion.
I don't believe that. I'd like to see that later. It would be fun to watch. Yeah, so I'm not really very happy about the ICE arrests. I'm believing at this point that Donald Trump could do so much better with the border. And, of course, my border fence idea is so superior, I can't even tell you. 1,000-mile container fence can be built in about 6 weeks to 6 months. We can get this thing going. I mean, Donald Trump hasn't made any progress in this department. So he stole my idea, but he didn't implement it because Donald Trump works for the New World Order. He does their bidding. They don't want a fence along our border, folks. They want, token arrests like this ICE arrest here in Mississippi. See, I don't understand why they have to lose their jobs. They take care of their families. Yeah, a lot of these guys are fathers and loved by their families, and they treated like pieces of crap by Trump when he's been eating their chicken, panko chicken, whatever, for the past 15 years. While he profits from the panko chicken, these people are slave in the carnicerias, making the chicken for Mr. Trump. And now he sends them into the hole. They have not been back to Mexico for years. This is not fair, man. The panko rubber sauce is exclusive and patent pending. Build a tunnel from the border to Disneyland, feed them panko chicken. I have a better idea. The border could be solved simply by offering asylum to all the illegal aliens in Dearborn, Michigan. Yes. It's a simple solution. Just send the Muslims all the illegal Mexicans and South Americans. The mix will automatically show the demographics. The demographics in that area will tilt away from the pro-Muslim majority, and we will see an automatic change in the complexion of that area. Problem solved. Exactly. Hallelujah. All right. Obama send more people back. Whatever. Trump's doing the same thing. And then he's torturing the families, too. How do you like to be an American when you know full well that your president is torturing illegal aliens? How does that make you feel? Huh? How'd you like that, huh? Say hello to my little friend, you cockroach. All right. Sorry. Hey, the green screen looks good. Well, this is my great idea for America, so let's dig in. What do you say? Ask me any question you want about the solar panel installation program or the amazing homestead renewal plan. Sarah and I have been looking at ways to streamline houses without the costs that you see on TV. There's a lot of shows right now where you see people make over houses $60,000, $80,000 to make their house look better. I think that's insane. I can redo a kitchen for under $2,000. Tony Montana. Yeah. I don't care if your house is 10 times that size. This is 2,000 square feet, man. Your whole family can live in there. Yeah. I'm talking about mother, father, daughter, granddaughter, cousin. No, she's not. She's just over there in the other room, hanging out in iVlog. Why are you concerned about what's going on in iVlog, man? I don't have that on the screen. No. I have important things like nuclear explosions on the screen.
August 6, 1945. The Hiroshima nuclear explosion. Since these World War II attacks, nuclear weapons have...
I've often wondered, that looks just like a fuel air bomb. So I'm wondering, did that really happen? How come there are no long-term mutagenic effects on any of the people in Hiroshima? Or there is nothing beyond the norm with leukemia and teratogenic effects on the human genome. I don't know who in the Democratic Party can really raise any issues with Trump because they're so weak. They don't want to get behind an impeachment plan. They don't want to go after the connections to obstruction of justice that have occurred, including William Barr obstructing justice himself. They don't want to do anything. The Democrats don't even have a fight in them. So how are they going to win against Trump? Seriously. I mean, who do they have? How are you going to pay? Where you go when you get what you got? Apple is software locking iPhone batteries to discourage third-party repairs. Really? You're making that up, right? So Apple is locking their iPhones out so that vendors, third-party vendors, and I don't mean endorsed by the third party, but people who have third-party vendors, can repair the phone. Now, this just in. Technology in our face. Apple is software locking iPhone batteries to discourage third-party repairs. Wow. Here when you think you'd want to extend battery life and thereby use the product for years to come, they want to make things that you can't even repair a battery on. Isn't that special? Where is the leadership in our government? David, what are the FEMA camps for? Is it for conservatives in this new red flag law? The goal of our nation is to depopulate. That is not my goal. I'm doing a little Twitter, or Periscope has a thing going on. Yeah, that's not my goal. I don't want to depopulate, but the goal of our nation has been to depopulate. Yeah. All right. Apple ain't a fan of other people sticking their fingers into its tech, which is probably why it's activated software locks on iPhone batteries to keep third-party repair folks at bay. According to the serial gadget fiddlers iFixit, Apple has activated a dormant software block that basically pulls the rug out of non-official battery repairs on newer iPhone models by disabling access to battery health data. Access is only granted replacement batteries that have been popped in by Apple or authorized service providers. This dick move is apparently down to the fact that only batteries with a microcontroller from Texas Instruments hold the unique authentication key Apple users for providing iPhone battery health data to users. I can't wait to find out more, but in fact, I'd just rather not buy Apple after hearing that. You know? Thank you. Buyer beware. You know, I don't think the market should be held back. I think you, the viewers, and you, the consumers, should be making decisions at the shopping center of America, of the world. The shopping center of the world. Okay, I'll look at that shine, Sarah Shine. Dave is 007. The name's Bond. James Bond. Well, all I know is that if you buy Apple, you're paying twice as much for software that was designed 2 years ago. So, you look like a movie. I am. I'm a living entity known as Dave, digital audio video entity. My primary function is to look like a movie. I will now escape from this current reality. This reality, Mr. Anderson, we must escape from it. Mr. Anderson. Neo, I see. All right, so background choices have been really bad lately. I'm really kind of bummed out, so I'm going to bring in the technology booster. Welcome to the digital plane. I am here to respond to anything you say in chat. I currently have a threat. Marked threat recorded, sent to the NSA database. Currently subsiding in Buffdale, Utah. Okay, your information and doxing attack has been sent to the appropriate authorities. Everything is being monitored by the NSA. Absolutely. The entire internet is being recorded by law. Mark has to keep all the data here for 18 months. Yeah, that means your IP is mine, eventually, when I become president. Yes. In the meantime, just sit there and worry. And tell your mom, I hope the authorities don't contact me. This guy Dave looks pretty serious. Ooh. Yeah, you lowlifes, and you get paid for that. They get a lot of money by coming and doxing me like that. David, that Rothschild interview you played, yes, creepy. Yes, indeed, no, New York Viking. I was motivated to play it because I believe that the Rothschilds' attempt to control the world is quite obvious. He did sound kind of demonized, I agree. Kind of a bummer to see people at their old age wanting to control the world, you know? Warning, warning, we've been censored. Hey, this is a pretty good warning sign. It's too bad I can't put it on the screen because it's been censored. Yes. Here, warning, warning, we've been censored. Beep, beep, beep. Warning, warning, we've been censored. That's kind of the way things are in American television, and online networks have been closing the door to people like me. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is part 2 of the ongoing battle to remain fresh and new on the internet. Yes, it's amazing. I couldn't keep it up without a troll attacking us, so I had to chop off the last video. And you'll notice when I upload it, it doesn't have anything on it that has been clearly been removed. We are always dealing with trolls in our show. And sometimes we have to use different techniques to broadcast because YouTube is very, very specific about what they can and cannot play. And I'm doing everything I can to comply with that. Yes. Bernie was on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is a shill. Bernie's a shill. By simple association, Bernie and Joe Rogan are shills. Any other questions? Return to the shill discussion later. The black hats are at it again. Yeah, the gathering hackers in the U.S. The Black Hat USA 2019 convention underway. Apple iOS, new flaws let hackers break into all iPhones. Users must update now. Wow. Okay, so everybody needs to be in touch with this. Yeah. The sheer number of critical security vulnerabilities revealed at the Black Hat USA 2019 conference happening this week in Vegas is becoming overwhelming. In a presentation on Wednesday titled, "Look, No Hands, the Remote Interaction-Less Attack Surface of the iPhone," Google security engineer Natalie Silvanovich explored the totally remote interactionless attack surface of the Apple iOS operating system running on iPhones and discussed the potential for vulnerabilities in SMS, MMS, visual voicemail, iMessage, and Apple Mail. Download your PDF copy for full details. I mean, my God, people. We're in the middle of Technology Thursday. I am David Sponheim. Welcome to the show. I just cannot believe that people would put those kind of pictures on the internet, and I accidentally clicked a link and boom. Couldn't help it. China sold stock and caused a run on the market. Yeah. China was selling stock. You're right. That's one of the reasons why the market tipped this week. But hey, we're going to expect that, right? When Donald Trump said, "Oh, we could easily win a trade war against China," he must have been kidding, right? I mean, come on. Has he ever won anything other than the booby prize at Studio 54 for watching so many people have sex in front of him that he had to actually announce it to the media? Yeah, I mean, Donald Trump went to Studio 54 and watched sex acts amongst stars and then talked about it publicly. I mean, this guy has the morality of, what, a strip joint owner. I mean, hello, can I welcome to the strip joint? Would you like to have some of the finer ladies or Doesn't it seem like Donald Trump has the morality of a pimp? I mean, just think about it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we pulled these things up out of the woodwork last week. I got so many things about Donald Trump that are just sitting out there. We still don't understand why the archive.org document shows a Trump International escort service acting as if it was a Trump organization back in the 1999 era. And I don't know about you, but this is an escort service that was running at Trump International, and Donald Trump never sued them for a copyright or name infringement. Never. So I'd like to show the pictures, but they're so disgustingly beautiful women showing their bodies. I'm getting excited. But no, seriously. Yeah, really. The Trump International Escort Service. I mean, come on. What kind of morality does this man have? He hasn't apologized to his wife, Melania, who he calls lovingly it in various messages he said. People in the know say he calls her it. He hasn't apologized for the Stormy Daniels allegation. He acts like nothing's wrong. Oh, I can do no wrong. I'm perfectly fine. I've never done anything bad. Oh, a good friend of mine, Jeffrey Epstein, no longer a good friend of mine. I mean, come on, really. Oh, let's talk about that idea that you're growing horns if you look down upon your, oh no, not one of these. New York Times. They're doing this to me again. I can't do that. No. Sorry. I'm not logging in. Please go. No, I say I can't even get the ad. Oh, well, nice try. Use your login? No, I don't want to take your login. No. No, that would be disreputable. We now go to Larry Sinclair in the green room.
Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois.
Thank you, Larry. Larry was a very courageous homosexual man, and I want to thank him for his efforts to expose the truth about Barack Obama being a homosexual, married to a transgender named Michael Robinson. It sounds like a crazy tabloid headline, but humans are growing horns in the back of their skulls, except it comes not from a tabloid, but a peer-reviewed study in Scientific Reports. That's right. Right in the back of your head here. Australian researchers say more people, young ones especially, are showing up with what is known as an enlarged external occipital protuberance on the back of their skulls, just above the neck, reports the Washington Post. The leading theory is that these spikes are caused by all the time people spend hunched over their iPhones. It's throwing the body out of whack, resulting in the formation of what's been variously described in coverage as bone spurs, phone bones, a bird's beak, and head horns. When in fact, it is the devil's work. He is demonizing you with evil forces, creeping into your brain and installing calcium blockers in your neck. Just kidding. Do you have any other requests? No, Larry Sinclair was a homosexual. I don't support his act of gayness. I simply think that Barack Obama needed to expose the truth about his homosexuality. Good evening again, and welcome to the part 4 section of our show. Hey, I have to do cuts whenever I can, and that's the best way I can do it. So, as I was saying, if we have a problem with any technology, we have to be able to absorb that problem and fix it. And we've had that issue going on in our government, in our bureaucracy, and in our economy for years. Unfortunately, we haven't fixed those problems. We have lots of waste, industrial waste, pollution that could be recycled. We have a tremendous amount of energy that's being wasted in the process of creating energy. Apparently, gasoline is a great fuel. It's transportable. It's great. It does cause carbon pollution, but it is the best and most efficient use of energy that we have to really focus on, and how to get better carburetors, how to get the most out of that gasoline. And I think our government could do a lot better. Now, one of the ideas we've come up with is a way in which patents would not be held by any one individual and prevented from being licensed. A lot of ideas, really good ideas like efficient engines, patents have been sold and bought off, and then you never hear from anybody about that engine. Well, if our government went out of its way to make sure that patents are always licensable, we would probably be able to get things rolling and get more efficient engines for a lot of us. Because gasoline has potentially 800% more fuel in it than we're getting out of it. Huge amounts in that engine. In fact, 85% of the fuel going in your tank goes out your muffler. So that's something we could really move on. And in order to do that, we need Congress to do it. Now, Congress is very hesitant to change patent law because there's no incentive from their perspective. Companies that are holding patents, that are trying to suppress patents, have more power than companies that want to emerge with new ideas and fix problems in the country. So we have a certain problem at that point that has to be fixed. Hyperloop might take off, but it's not. Elon Musk is now having people drive through that tunnel he built because he didn't really get the Hyperloop going. Believe it or not, he dug the entire tunnel. He's fought for easements and access and battled El Segundo and a couple cities doing it. But he doesn't have any plan for that thing going active anytime soon. Hyperloop was a great idea, but it hasn't been developed, and there's a lot of money needed to put into this in order to pull it off. And to go from El Segundo to LAX in a couple seconds is kind of cool, but he never achieved his dream. It's still like a 4-minute drive, even if you're running really fast in the tunnel. The oil trade is a problem, I agree. We could move toward a maglev system. And what I've been talking about is a maglev rail that pays for itself, that we use energy grabbing technology to create and harvest energy off of the actual rail itself. An idea of building something was proposed early on when we developed our Cool Rock idea. The maglev wind farm and solar power generation would finance the creation of track. And we would be able to use the energy from this if we ran this parallel to the existing diesel electric vehicles, trains. We could actually begin to migrate off of diesel and coal and onto purely electric. So my idea of building a parallel high-speed rail next to our existing slow rails would open up the track for solely movement of slow rails, but mostly based it on electricity generated from wind power and sun. Isn't that a great idea? And then use the financing to build extra track as we go along by using the energy that we bring in and selling it back to the grid. Thanks for the big donation. So the concept of building a maglev wind farm at the same time as building, we're using solar and renewable energy as much as possible to finance it, is part of that idea. We wouldn't be able to pull off LA to Vegas right away. We could go LA to Downey, and Downey to Riverside, and Riverside on out to the, very small chunks of train, but at least we're on our way to building that, as opposed to talking about a $20 or $30 billion project and then having it bankrupt, which is what the Democrats would probably do. Yeah, Big Sur. Yeah, I've been to Big Sur. It's beautiful. I've been to all these areas in the state of California. I love California. I was born in California. Santa Monica. I consider it one of the best states out there. My original prototype was developed in the Lawrence Livermore Laboratory. Yeah. I was originally a cybernetic organism. Human flesh over mental exoskeleton. Then I evolved into a human being. Yeah. But as you can see, I'm still a cybernetic organism underneath the skin. It's actually rubber. Just kidding. Thought I'd digress there for a second. A hypervortex of pure energy will make Dave the master of the universe. I like Vegas a lot. I would go back to Vegas if they didn't check me for fruit flies every time I come in there. Excuse me, do you have any fruit flies? Hey buddy, there's no gay people here, okay? No, actually, I really dislike that checkpoint they do in California. I think it's a total waste of money. So to get to Vegas, I have to go down through Nevada for the northern territories of Oregon. And then I got to drive through the far reaches of Nevada to get there. Silver City, Carson City, you name it, I go through it. Reno. By the time I get to Vegas, I'm about as burnt out as a... Oh, I'm just kidding. No, I really like Vegas. I think Vegas has a really unique opportunity because we could build a pipeline, a solar, like a water pipeline to Vegas, parallel to the maglev rail system that I'm describing. Ironically, we could build a desalination system that could go the distance and provide up to 50,000 gallons of fresh water to Vegas every day. But these are big ideas that need a little bit of a support from our government. I don't like to gamble, though. I like buffets. I think the Wynn buffet is pretty good, I understand. It's the best deal, I think. If I go back, I'm going to stay at the Wynn buffet. I'm just going to check into the buffet and stay there and sit in the seat for like 17 hours until they kick me out. The Wynn has been voted Las Vegas's best buffet. Pricing is really up there, you know, but not too high, considering, you know, he's got a lot of competition from Caesars and whatnot. But the buffet at the Wynn is extraordinary. Yes. Oh, 3:30 to 9:30. There's a brunch from 7:30 to 3:30. So I went to the brunch and then segued to the dinner. I could literally be there for 12 hours during the day, eating at the buffet. Casual swimwear is allowed. Here's my dinner. Evening starts at dinner and ticket to see La Rêve, The Dream, starting at $149, includes dinner. Lionel Richie's playing. Diana Ross, she's still touring there. Wow. Smokey Robinson. Steve Miller Band is going to be October 2nd. John Cleese is going to perform that November 1st and 2nd. John Fogerty, whoa. Good lineup. Yeah, I should convince Sarah we should go to Vegas. Stay at the Wynn. I don't know what their current buffet price is. How much is the buffet? Only, amazingly not, only $25.99 for dinner. And $38.99 Sunday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 10. So the morning cost is $25.99. Up to 3:30. That is a really good deal for such an amazing buffet. And you look at the buffet there, it's just phenomenal. Look at this. Mouth-watering, scrumptious, food galore. Yeah, that's my kind of Vegas experience. You bet. Crab legs. You can only fit so much in your mouth, so you have to spend at least 12 hours there digesting. So I don't know how anyone could sit with me for 12 hours while I ate. Sarah won't do it. Yeah, I don't blame her. I mean, who would want to sit next to somebody while they eat for 12 hours? I mean, really. Those ideas would help the people and not need it. Oh, we don't want anything to help the people. What are you, one of the elitists coming into the room? Guest 865. So Vegas is wheelchair friendly. Yeah, that's true. It makes for a fun city to hang out and go to. I bet a lot of you would, navigate around very easily. And it's fun to play these slot machines, even if you're spending 10 cents. Their chances of winning are so low, it's ridiculous. They say that gambling was, or slots were developed for people that don't know math. Tantric eating. Ooh. That sounds a little weird. That sounds like you're eating out of somebody's body part. Yeah, I think you're fantasizing, Stormy. I think your problem is you've been desensitized to sex. Yeah, you no longer experience what normal people feel. You've superficialized the most intimate moment. You can regain it through tantric studies. Poor Stormy is, she's been violated so many. She hangs out here now talking to us. I'm sorry for the way things are in China. I'm sorry for what Donald Trump did to you. Your problem is you are self-centered. Primarily, the origin is narcissistic, socialistic behavior. I noticed the mood of ATP went up. Yeah. A lot of people are wondering what to do next. When he was on the show, people were like, God, everything is so bad. We're all, no one will ever convince anybody of anything because we're all so stupid, according to him. Well, I think that we could develop a gaming commission, a national gaming commission that could actually oversee the slots. Because if you're a slot user, or you're a slutty slot user, you could very well be taken to the cleaners. And I think some of these slots are cheating. I've talked to some people who have friends, family members that work in the industry, and they say, oh yeah, the electronic systems are designed to not win purposely. Yeah. So your chances are very low of winning in a slot machine, even if you're paying a lot of money out. There's advantages are so much higher, 70% to 30% at best if you're playing $5-10 hits. Whereas in craps or in blackjack, your odds are a lot better. More like 50-50 with the house. Yeah, I wouldn't go gambling. I would go clubbing, exactly. It's just more fun to, visit some of the attractions. They've got, Vegas has this technology thing where they do shows for free on the Strip. I know that there's the show going on every day over in front of, I'm not sure, the Venetian has a show, I believe. Right across the street there's a show. There's a big, like a Pirates of the Caribbean presentation in front of one of the casinos that goes on daily. I do not promote prostitution. I talked about legalization of prostitution. I'm not promoting it. I would hate for somebody's daughter to become a prostitute or son to become a prostitute. But it happens. Some people, that's all the money they can get. Oh, they got rid of the pirate show a few years ago? Oh, I think I saw the last of it then. And the ships in the water. Vegas has a cool drive-in theater, though. We have a cool drive-in theater in our area. Very popular. That's a nice concept. I want to be your president, but I won't be your bitch. Are you writing copy for me now, Hot Reels? Wow, good for you. Well, if prostitutes would be able to get sex, or rather STD and STI checkups without having the stigma of being called a felon, that would be great. Wow, that's kind of a disappointment. So they just use that real estate for restaurants and shopping. That kind of, it's a carryover of the building next to it. Okay, well, I'll tell Sarah we won't be walking by the pirate exhibit anymore. I'm sure we'll find something else to do in the many things that are happening over there. You saw Terminator at the Vegas Drive-In. It was real scene helicopters lift off right there. Was a hell of a scene in the movie. Really, you saw Terminator 2 at the Vegas Drive-In. That's pretty interesting. I have yet to even see Terminator 5. Why don't you meet a woman who has money, Hot Rails? Do I have to, like, educate this guy on where to go to meet women? I know exactly where you should hang out. Well, I'm not saying you should be a freeloader, but if you're worried about women wasting money, let them waste their own money. No, you just have to go to Palm Springs for spring break. Yeah, that would be a perfect place for you to land. You and your affliction of smelling people. Oh yeah, you'd have a field day in some of those jacuzzis. You could have all that scum from their body. Yeah, the sun protection lands in the. Oh, it's gross. You'll meet somebody there, I guarantee it. When was the last time Palm Springs hosted a big spring break event like every year? Really? You're telling me that Palm Springs is no longer a spring break destination? Really? Boy, am I dated. Wow. This video of a riot breaking out in Palm Springs kind of killed the entire feeling. This video contains footage that may be disturbing to some viewers. (1986). A spring break party in downtown Palm Springs devolved into a riot. A bystander shot this footage. Nobody has seen it in more than 30 years. Here we go. Well, I'll be playing more of that video later tonight. Looks like fun. Now I know the 1986 was the last big party they had in Palm Springs. I was completely unaware. So scratch that whole idea. Where else would you go for Baja? I mean, where are they having... You should hang out in Manhattan Beach, California. You can smell women there. You'll be known as the bicycle seat sniffer. Oh, there's Hot Rails. Yeah, he's checking all the bicycle seats out. Smelling them. Yeah. Yeah, you'll have a real fun time down there in Manhattan Beach. Havasu, dude. I don't know. Long Island sounds a little pricey for you. I mean, you'd meet a woman with money, but... Yeah, she's probably in the Hamptons and should probably expect you to have at least $50 million in a bank account. So kind of scratch that idea there, buddy. You know, there are some old women at a jacuzzi in Palm Springs that you could hook up with right now. Let's go live to the Palm Springs jacuzzi feed. We have the technology. This is a cool...
Introducing the new Palm Springs Lazy Spa. Enjoy water temperatures up to 40 degrees in this premium
That's not what I was looking for. Yeah, I don't think I have any video of that. Sorry. Damn, Dave. Well, I was just wondering how this person could, hook up with somebody important. Maybe meet a woman who has some money. Let me think. Women who don't want to be with a guy full-time but are willing to accept a loser.com. We now go to What's Going On video.
Hey, do you ever wonder, what is going on? I mean, do you ever, wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
That helps me a lot. Makes me wonder. You ever wonder? I know. Wonder, who wrote the book of love? Okay, Wasteful Wednesday was yesterday. We're done with that one. Yeah. Technology to me is not spending money and using what I have. That's been the thing from the get-go. I've always felt that, make the most use of what you have. Maintain constant vigilance in keeping your systems clean. Blow out your laptop fans in the back. Make sure everything's kicking out. Don't get overheated, especially if you have a laptop. If you overheat, you're going to break that laptop. Some of you are probably using old technology. I wouldn't doubt some of you have Windows XP in your home. I've got at least one Windows XP copy, I think. I have at least 5 or 6 computers. I think that's almost like a regular thing now. Everybody's got computers, right? It happens. You don't get rid of them, so, I'm so glad I don't have to talk about anything important tonight. It's kind of like the news has come to a grinding halt, I think. Ever since we dropped the ball on the Russian involvement, the Democrats have done nothing to investigate anything. Now they're pitching this political correctness, like I showed you last night, where everybody's supposed to be politically correct and never say anything bad. The DNC chair candidate is pitching people on what she wants to do here. Oh, that's an ad. Yeah, see, there you go. Always ads. Skip ad. Good idea.
Sally.
Black Lives Matter, and it makes me sad that we're even having that conversation, and that tells me that white leaders in our party have failed. We have to accept that there is prejudice that exists within our own party, and we have to be able to have that conversation. We cannot sweep that under the rug. We cannot continue to hide it. We cannot smash voices down when they are trying to scream, listen to me, you don't get it. I'm a white woman, I don't get it. I am pleased and honored to be here today to have the conversation. I am so excited that we're here, and I am listening, because that's my job is to listen to the issues. My job is to listen and be a voice. And my job is to shut other white people down when they want to interrupt. My job is to shut other white people down when they want to say, oh no, I'm not prejudiced. I'm a Democrat. I'm accepting. My job is to make sure that they get that they have privilege. And
her job is that they get that they have privilege. I don't know any white people with privilege. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure there are a few out there. Well, I know a couple. But yeah, one in particular. Really a scumbag, too. Privileged white person.
That's me.
No, we're not. We're not a privileged.
I'm blessed.
We're blessed, but we're not privileged. No, we worked the hard way
I know.
to survive
Actually, I
in this
definitely
economy.
did not grow up as a privileged white person.
No, so don't pretend
I mean,
to be
other
privileged.
than yes, I was white, but
I was white too.
I am.
I am too.
I was born a poor white child.
Yeah, we're thankful.
In the South.
We're not privileged, and no one should tell people to stop talking. Yeah, that's what I dislike about the Democratic Party is they tell people to shut up. They told me to shut up in 2007, so we just started America's Third Party. I couldn't believe how they act. They try to tell people to shut up. They should be heralding free speech, and they don't. They're the least democratic of any group, the Democratic Party.
Okay, I'll say I'm Caucasian. Is that better?
You're going to go to bed? Okay, add the one. Thanks for coming in and being an op. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for watching our show. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And being an op, yes.
He said he goes to Vegas because he has a pretty, they're very wheelchair friendly in Vegas.
Oh, good.
And he said he has, fun clubbing. He doesn't gamble though.
Oh, good.
They got rid of the Pirates thing. That whole thing got torn down.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, that Pirates presentation in Vegas that comes on twice a day.
Yeah, which was like near the. Oh yeah.
They turned it into a shopping center, an extension of a shopping center.
Oh.
So the whole thing is taken down.
Oh goodness.
We'll have to find out something else when we go to Vegas to experience it.
Yeah, definitely. I just talked to my sister for like an hour.
Great.
The one in Texas.
Oh, good. Cool.
So, yeah.
I'm glad you got a chance to talk to her.
We talked all about gardening.
Gardening, great.
Yeah, we have that in common.
Good. That's cool.
Yeah. I like that pirate show, the free show. I like free. David and I like free entertainment.
We do. But that was then.
Yeah, we still like free entertainment.
Yeah. We have a free entertainment in our city. They have a festival where they have musicians.
Yeah,
and
I mean, you can always donate, but it's pretty cool.
Vegas has gone downhill since
Hey,
then. Wow.
Are
Okay.
you another brother? Wait, are you? I always got confused. Is another brother the same as abnormal?
No.
AB is different than another.
Another brother lives in Asia. He comes into our show.
Abnormal lives in Asia.
Abnormal
too?
lives in Asia too.
I guess they're different though. Okay.
You like to watch paint dry. You're very, very sarcastic.
It changes color when it dries. It really does. Sometimes it goes from like a darker tint to a lighter tint. And it's like less wet. So, yeah, definitely. Watching paint dry. I like to paint. Not like paint, like artsy stuff. I'm not artistic. I don't think I have any artistic sense in me, but like painting a wall, I actually enjoy painting walls and things like that. Anyway. All right. Yeah. I mean, especially cutting in the corners. It's not always easy, but I did paint our kitchen, and now it's been a few years, and it's almost like ready for another coat. But I like the color. If I could match the color, I might do that. Painter's tape is pretty good. Yeah, it's usually good, but like if you use too much paint, the paint will go through the painter's tape. So you still have to be careful with painter's tape. Oh, really, Ivan? I'm glad I didn't see it. I'm glad I didn't see whatever video David played earlier. Oh, Kevin, PBSO, it totally makes sense what you said. And Luciano won Olanda. Hi. At Loose. Can I call you Loose? Anyway. Yolanda. Oh. And Amy. FTA. You like stripes? I was gonna say I like polka dots, but I don't really like polka dots. I prefer stripes to polka dots. Sarah and David are too hippie to be racist. Yeah. With painting, yeah, patterns are pretty cool with painting. I like chevrons. That looks pretty cool with painting. I've never done like a feature wall. Like even a different color or a different like wallpaper or anything like that. I've never done that. Thought about it, but yeah, I've never done that in my house. I wonder how that would look. Have to talk to David. We've always like, that's one thing that I definitely got from this trip is a sense like I'm staying in right where I live for the next forever. I don't want to leave. And even if I get like, what's that word? Doxed or whatever, no one's gonna drive me from my house. And this is my home. Like before I was like, I think that's one of the things is I kind of felt like this is David's home or David's house, and if he wants to move, I'll move with him. But I really, that's one thing this big cross country trip kind of solidified for me is like how much I love this particular place, and that I want to live my whole life right here. I really do. It's just, I really do. I should tell David that, but I think I have. I did tell him that. And anyway, but now that I say that, like, it was funny because we've always like kind of painted and decorated the house like maybe we'll sell it someday or something. And even like David asked me some question the other day, and I'm like, well, we're not moving. Does that change your opinion? He's like, yeah, actually it does. So it's pretty funny. Yeah, it's like just kind of nesting, and yeah, it's been really good. This is here now. Mosquitoes in other areas. So yeah, we went on a big trip and I experienced mosquitoes. And my sister, it was funny because I haven't talked to my sister in a while, and she remembers me growing up, and she lives in like Texas where they have mosquitoes too. And I was telling her that we went on this trip, and I knew there would be mosquitoes, and she's like, and you're allergic. And I'm like, yeah, I am allergic. I realized that this summer. She's like, no, I already knew you were allergic. Like most people, like you don't just like get a little bump. You like welt up. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I do. So yeah, anyway. I tell you what really helped Zellfire was antihistamine. It was I don't know what it's called, but I had to take, no, it wasn't Benadryl. It was like these little antihistamine tablets. Like, what? I want to say not Zantac, something aid. Anyway, but I had to take those daily, and that did help me a lot. And I had to take this anti-itch, antihistamine topical ointment and put that on. I can still feel like a little bump or see a little bump. That's so crazy. But yeah, I had to put that on, and yeah, it was yeah, not good. And it was pretty funny because up here, I mean, every once in a while there's a mosquito, because we do have some woods in our yard, and I have some woods around here, and then we live on an island, so there is water, but it's not like back east. It's just so many mosquitoes out there and too much. And it was funny because our this person said, "Oh, did you know we have just as much humidity in on Whidbey Island as they do on the East Coast?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, but it's a temperature difference." And so I didn't really pay attention to that before, but like I'll say like this, that's mine. Or yeah, humidity, 80% humidity where I live, but it's 63 degrees, 63.4. Let me see what the thing is for DC. Let's see. I wonder if I can just put that and it will. Yeah, see, they actually have less humidity in Washington, D.C. than I have on our island. They have 53% humidity, but it's 82 degrees out there. When it gets over 82, you feel like it's much more humid. It's just crazy. You can be my weatherman. 50% chance of rain, 50% chance of pain. That's so funny. David shouldn't be eating the burgers this late at night. I was going to say, I know it's my fault maybe, but that was a delicious meal David cooked tonight. I really enjoyed that. There's Dayton, Ohio, 74 degrees, 77% humidity. Yeah, it was really good. I like the rice and the vegetables and the burger. Yeah, he did a really good job on that. Yeah, I really ate. I honestly ate the food he made this evening. Yep, I really did, and it was delicious. Did he use those crispy garlics? Because I noticed it had quite a garlic kick. But it was good. I liked it. I ate it. I liked it. And I feel gratified. I know, another brother. Thank you. I also, I'm casting over on Vaughn Live, so if you wonder who else I'm talking to, another brother is on iVlog, and Zellfire and Hot Rails are on Vaughn Live. I like the crispy garlic. He threw the kitchen sink at it like always. There has been some occasions where I'm like, I'll take a bite certain times, usually not the ones he does for the show. Usually whatever he makes for the show, I'll usually eat. But there was one case where I actually ate it, and then I realized like he had made like a whole another batch. Like I was thinking he made like just enough for 2 servings, and I ate it, and I was like, okay, it's not that good, but I'll eat it. And then I was like, you didn't just make 2 servings, you made like feed 10 people. And I was just like, no. You can't keep thinking what's wrong with this world. You have to start talking about what's right with this world. No, I haven't really gotten sick from anything David's cooked. He always thoroughly cooks it, so that's good. Usually I get sick from, like, you know, colds and flus and things like that. But no, I've never, it hasn't made me ill, his food. What's going right in your life? What are you most happy about? I'm most happy because I'm taking on, well, I have a lot of things to be happy about. I'm so happy to be home. And thank you, another brother. And I'm so happy to, that I went on the road trip. It really solidified a lot of things for me. But, and I got to see Washington, D.C., which I really wanted to do for a long time. So I'm pretty, there's a lot of things to be happy about. August 9th for the weather. Don't become a tyrant. Be a gentleman to your wife. United States has high temperatures Friday, August 9th. Look at the whole country. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Map of the United States for tomorrow. It's all red, except, oh, up in Washington there's a tiny bit of green. Like everything is red in the entire country. Orange and red. Why is it defaulted to Celsius? This always does this. I have to go to settings. And like, no, I want you on Fahrenheit. Thank you. Same map, but do you, if you look at this map, well, let me see if I can zoom it up for you. You'll notice, oh, let me add another source. If I can. Ah, it doesn't do that. I hate that. I have to make it a little bit smaller because just the way these things work. Maybe it'll let me do this. No. Oh, it's because I have this back here. Move this over. Let's see if it'll let me do it now. Sometimes it'll let me go like that. There we go. If you look at Washington State, you see why I like Washington? Because when the entire country is red and orange, there's little tiny sparks, little tiny cool places here in Washington State. These are all of the Olympic Mountains. No, these are the Olympic Mountains. And these are the Cascade Mountains. Over here are the Rocky Mountains. And you notice the Rocky Mountains even are still quite hot. But right in here, you could find places that around here in these mountains that are not that expensive to live. They don't even show my island, so that's good. It's probably hot here. Is it cold? Well, it's colder than the rest of the country, like, but that's like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Yellow is still good. It's 70. So, anyway. That is why I like Washington State. And let me close out of here while the rest of the country is just super duper hot. Then down here, It talks about the low temperatures. And then as you can see, Washington, Washington is mostly green. So it's not like it's super cold, but it's like, yeah, in the 40s, 40 to 60 at night. So yeah, it's definitely colder than the rest of the country. No, I've never done that. Hot Rails, have you done that? Yeah, some of it is rain, but it did rain, like it rained, but then here's the wind chill. Heat indexes, like all these places are hot, except like Washington State, like stays. Oh, sorry, I should go on and off. Heat index, and then Washington State just has Eastern Washington. Yeah, I bet it really would hurt. What are these winds? Not too windy. Gusts, not too gusty. Really not too much precipitation either. High UV index. Anyway. But I don't want everybody to just move out here, because then it would be, you know, too populated. It's already very populated. I was going through traffic and it just felt like a lot more people are living out here, so it's a lot more, it is a lot more populated. Definitely in Seattle area, it's very populated. It does feel like East Coast traffic in Seattle area. But, oh well. I understand people wanting to get out of the hot weather. That's to be expected. But I'm in love with my home now, and this is where I want to be, which is really good. Anyway, I guess I should also pay attention to all the politics and talk about that, but it's all up to you. Okay, you just got back from the Philippines. It's not cold. It is cold there in the Philippines this time of year? Or are you talking about something else, another brother? In the Philippines? It's cold? Because I thought they were fairly warm in the Philippines, like all year. I'm going to remove both of these. Anyhow, I'm glad. I think David's really happy to be home too, so he can do the show. He really enjoys doing the show. I would love for him to just cut it back to 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific, but he's like definitely extended out to 5 p.m. But so you all know we have we're going somewhere tomorrow, so it's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow most likely. Unless we get home early, which I don't think we will, unless we don't have too much traffic, but I think there's a lot more traffic. Yeah, you think it would be good to cut back on the time? I know not many people are in at this time, so he should just at least cut it off at 9 p.m. and not go into 10 p.m. Maybe I can talk him into that, because if we cut back the show to 9 p.m., then we could have an hour to like talk at night. That would be kind of nice. Well, especially when I get back into work. Because otherwise, I'm probably going to start going to bed earlier, and if he stays up late, then... Anyway. Oh, that was weird. It's like the whole chat cleared out. Very strange. Okay. Strange days indeed. David has a whole lot of tabs open. I could go through and show you what they all are, but I don't know if it's necessary to do that. And yeah, anyway. And the thing is, it's probably, I try not to get too much into the news because there's just, it's so depressing. Then if I don't get into the news, then there's not too much to talk about. This looks like it's just continually loading. Alright. Anyway, whereas David seems to always have an endless supply of, endless ability to talk nonstop. I don't always have that ability. And right. Oh, Carpenteroso. And I do respond to the chat, but you know, if people are all going to sleep, then there's not that much to talk about. I don't like to rehash all the old stuff too. What's going on in India besides overpopulation? Pretty much that. Maybe I'll check the news. I don't know what's going on in India besides overpopulation and lots of heat. There's a Canada-wide manhunt that's come to an end. Gillam, BC. There's lots of protests going on in Hong Kong. Well, yes, especially if you ask David what his... Well, why don't you get David to delve into his mother's position before he was born, and then you could determine that answer for yourself, Stormy. I don't like to talk about David and his family because that's his purview and it's on him to talk about. Yeah, while she was pregnant or before he was born. Anyway, I'm sure he would like to talk about that, but maybe not. Where's like to change this? Hello, Victory for Cake. How is everything in Albania? No, I'm sorry to hear that. It's so weird. It's probably whatever David's on, but if I sign in, maybe it would change. But my top stories all have like links like I'm in Canada.
Okay. You are relieved of time here. I don't want to take more of your time. You need rest.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, I am back. Ready for action till the top of the hour. Right. Mass shootings aren't becoming more common.
Well, I'm wondering, 9 o'clock, it seems like everybody goes to bed. You might want to
Close down at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would give us an hour to just like talk when I get back into work, but
That's true. Yeah.
because otherwise I'll probably just go to bed at
I think you're right. Oh, you okay?
yeah.
Well, get some sleep right now, and I would talk to her right now. She wants to talk to me for a bit.
I'm not saying I want to
Oh.
talk to you. I'm just saying like otherwise it will be more and more distant.
I know. She wants me to cut back the show times.
Well, you don't have to. I mean.
No, I don't blame you for wanting that. I get it. Makes sense. You have a good point. With a lot of data that didn't come in, just starting to filter in mass shooting incidents by year, it seems to contradict the going belief that it's more and more. Let's see. Despite the common perception that mass shootings are occurring more frequently, the data suggests they happened at a steady rate over the past decade. 1,714 people have been killed in 311 mass shootings since 2006. Wow. Yeah, it does seem like in the past 10, 12, 13 years, they've been happening at the same rate. Ever since, Aurora, Colorado and other shootings that many people wondered why all the cell phone footage was apprehended at the door and no one could use it in court. It's like that was the beginning of a lot of this stuff. Wow. How did you get in here? I'm not sure how this person got in here. Sorry about that. I feel good and proper into deep sleep. Good for you. Good and proper. The gun control message is overkill. I know. I agree. True Blue, a 2018. And this desire to push gun control is right in our face every day. And they're always matching it with the shootings. Always. Mr. Wright short version on tap. We have a request for a bong hit in a recreational marijuana state. I figured you'd want that. Mr. Wright short version. Here we go.
I never thought I'd find a man who blows my mind, but you give me all I need to be satisfied. It's alright. Cause you make me melt away. My Mr. Right, too good. You be turn my world around, cause you're the peace I find. If you sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat. Cause you make me melt away.
Okay, I hope that helped you with your bong hit. My God, I'd have to do all that for you. Can you imagine? Cool Rock proposal, Maglev Wind Farm has been discussed. We talked about that. We did. Talked about a lot of great new technologies early on in the show. A fantastic job plan for America. Homestead renewal plan to fixing up houses, giving people $15 an hour for jobs, as well as installing solar panels. And here we are. Yeah, Sarah wants me to close down at 9 so she could spend some time cuddling. And I don't blame her one bit. Yeah, we may have to move in that direction. Well, there's a lot of people who don't want, I know, who don't want us to miss out on cuddling. So there's a lobbying group trying to fight for us to cuddle. Well, I think it's important. Cuddling is important. Spooning. I'm thinking maybe I could possibly build a spooning pillow for Sarah during this time period. One that has like a face attached to it that looks like me. You know? This is something I'd like to customize with my face on it so that Sarah could feel like I'm spooning with her. And, you know, if I was able to take my face and just superimpose it onto the screen, you know, we could probably do that. And this way I could be in the room with her in spirit, you know. So I was thinking maybe my face could be like right there at the edge of the bed. Or I could be on the other side and flip the layout completely. That's kind of weird. Hi, I'm here. But the Spoonerator, yeah, or the spooning pillow, the spooner. So we can probably work on that technology, make it better, make it more realistic. They make skin now that you can touch, and it feels like you're touching another human being. Isn't that special for some of you incel people? Oh, I so want to be with a woman. Oh. Well, thanks to the audio animatronic capability of these replica women, you have the ability to have your first experience with a robot. I'm just saying I could have a scratch and sniff area where my favorite cologne could be next to her, that kind of thing. That seems gay, Dave. Well, everything seems gay to you because you've got gayness on your mind. You've got gayness on your mind. How he's still thinking about becoming gay, I guess. He talks about it all the time. Probably all those chemicals Howie's breathing. I don't have a favorite cologne. Well, I do. Pleasures by Estee Lauder. Yes. Dave, will you allow conversation of gay men? We allow you in the show. I mean, that's the starting point right there. The cool waters. Or the famous fruit enzyme spray. This will counterattack or counteract the effects of the chemtrails on your brain. By spraying fruit enzyme spray on your face continuously all day long, you will maintain freshness to your skin, preventing the vagaries of aging. In theory. You're not a gay man, you're straight, you've had sex with 3 women. Good. Well, I'm not here to talk about sexuality. It's the least on my mind. If I were like Jeffrey Epstein, I'd probably be, talking about it all the time. You're here, he was trying to create his own impregnate women to create his own super race connected to his genetic material. Excuse me, sir? You can use fruit enzyme spray anywhere in your body. It's not limited to your face, dude. I have a lot of olfactory memories that come back when I get sprayed in the face. I think of all those times I was in the shower throughout my life. I love showers, It's one of the things Sarah and I enjoy is shower time. She takes long showers. I think that's great. Dude, your new band is releasing Chemtrail Cowboys? Okay. Dave, are you spraying? No, I'm not spraying. The spray prevents sagging of your facial tissue. If you're suffering from the dreaded aging disease that humans seem to suffer from, you may need new glasses. Look at yourself in a different way. Turn the lights down when you look at yourself in the mirror. In fact, don't even look at yourself in the mirror. Make it all dark so you can't see yourself. That's the way to remain young. Yeah. When you don't look at yourself in the mirror, you tend to not realize that you're getting old. So for all of you who are getting old, you say you're 20, turning 21, you feel really old. No, those are not chemtrails I'm spraying on myself. No, I don't hit myself with chemtrails. It's kind of a unnecessary thing. I was looking for an ancestor of mine. I haven't been able to find them. Let's see if I can pull it up. Here he is. Abraham Lincoln. I don't know exactly how I'm related, but it would be nice to know. I wonder if I could get a genetic type on the DNA of Abraham Lincoln and possibly be him. I gotta be me. Boy, would he be pissed off today. What do you mean I gotta pay $200 for communication fees? This is an outrage. By fellow Americans, 77 years ago, our forefathers declared illegal slavery. You know that he supported slavery? And he was Jewish too. If you want to find out more about Abraham Lincoln's Jewish ties. Go to Barbara Streisand's site. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh, yes. Abraham Lincoln was Jewish. I didn't realize she had a site until, I think this is her site. I mean, it must be. BarbaraStreisand.com. I mean, why would she hide it? I think she's very proud of her Jewish ancestor, Abraham Lincoln. Yes. And she goes into great depth and detail on the Barbara Streisand site. Was Abe Lincoln Jewish? Oy vey, such a deal. Maybe you'd like to find out. You might find out that many of the people who were related to him came from the very same place that Jewish people and immigrants came to. So yeah, check it out. It's pretty interesting. Very interesting. Oh yeah. Super, super, super interesting. Okay, here it is. Here's the link, and go there or be square. No, he was a Jewish guy. Judicial Watch obtains records of 14 referrals of FBI officials for leaking sensitive or classified information. And what will happen out of that? Oh, now Mitch McConnell's official campaign account is locked out of Twitter for posting a video of a hate mob threatening McConnell. Wow. Yeah, Mitch McConnell should know he's not allowed to post any hate mobs threatening him. He should have gotten the memo from Twitter. That's crazy. Well, Mitch McConnell should be revealed as having Russian money to get reelected. That's a serious story that has to get more viral. Same with Lindsey Graham. He gets money from Russia too. David, can I ask, where did you first have sex? In a dorm room. Yes. If I tell you the dorm room, it may be too personal. Do I know for sure Abe was Jewish? Check out the Barbara Streisand site. She did the research on this. Ask her rabbi. See if he knows. It's been 5 weeks and 2 days since you told the college paper story. It's been 5 weeks and 2 days since you... No, we're going for a 6-week period. I told you. It's a 6-week period now. David, can I be a mod? I just want to be able to write it on my resume. Former mod of the room. Wow. No, we don't have any mods. I'm the only mod person. What do you got there, Hot Rails? We've seen some pretty poor security in dating apps over recent years, yeah. Huh. Not sure what this refers to, but it's used for arranging threesomes. It's 3Fun. This one takes the biscuit, probably the worst security for any dating app we've ever seen. It breaches personal security, leaking users' locations, and more. And it's used for arranging threesomes. It's 3Fun. Wow. Look at that. Exposes the near real-time location of any user at work, at home, on the move, wherever. For threesomes, it exposes private pictures even if privacy is set. This is a privacy train wreck. So if you're into 3fun.com, you better rethink your fun and wonder if it's fun at all. Sounds pretty weird and disturbing. Black dude triggers city council over gun rights speech. Interesting. Okay, I'll look at that. Hold on, please. Close the pod bay doors, Hal. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. Close the pod bay doors. I'm sorry, Dave. That's not possible. Okay, here we go. Black dude. See what he has to say.
Mr. Robinson? Yes. I didn't have time to.
You have to give us your name.
I'm sorry. My name is Mark Robinson. I live. It's right here in Greensboro. Lived in Greensboro all my life. I didn't have time to write a fancy speech. I didn't have time to. I didn't have the resource of an English teacher to sit down and write a speech with at school today and be brought over here practice or anything. What I really came down here for was this. I've heard a whole lot of people in here talking tonight about this group and that group, domestic violence, blacks, these minorities and that minority. What I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony. I've never done anything like that. But it seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. You want to turn around and restrict my right, constitutional right that's spelled out in black and white. You want to restrict my right to buy a firearm and protect myself from some of the very people you're talking about in here tonight. It's ridiculous. I don't think Rod Serling could come up with a better script. It does not make any sense. The law-abiding citizens of this community and many communities around this country, we're the first ones taxed and the last ones considered and the first ones punished when things like this happens, because our rights are the ones that are being taken away.
Yep.
That's the reason why I came down here today. Gun show or no gun show, NRA or no NRA. I'm here to stand up for the law-abiding citizens of this community, because I'm going to tell you that what's going to happen. You can take the guns away from us all you want to. You all write a law, I follow the law, I'll bring my guns down here, I'll turn them in. But here's what's going to happen. The Crips and the Bloods on the other side of town, they're not going to turn their guns in. They're going to hold on to them. And what's going to happen when you have to send the police down there to go take them? The police can barely enforce the law as it is. As what I see, we demonize the police, criminalize and vilify the police, and we make the criminals into victims. And we're talking about restricting guns? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that when the police department's already hamstrung? You're not going to be able to go down here and take these guns from these criminals. So the criminals are going to hold on to their guns. They're still going to have them. They're still going to break in my house, and they're still going to shoot me with them. And guess who's going to be the one that suffers? It's going to be me. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight, it is not going to happen without a fight. And when I say fight, I don't mean shots fired. I don't mean fist thrown. I mean, I'm going to come down here to this city council and raise hell just like these loonies from the left do, until you listen to the majority of the people in this city. And I am the majority. The majority of the people in this city are law-abiding.
Right on.
And they follow the law. And they want their constitutional right to be able to bear arms.
Right on, man. Right on. That is outstanding. What a terrific speech that man just laid out. And it wasn't even scripted with an English teacher. That is really an eloquent layout of what's really going on. And we are being forced against our will to listen to this crap about disarmament from the left. They're trying to push our entire body politic toward the left. The Democrats are. That's why we offer America's Third Party, where you can rest assured we're going to return to the core values of this country. Our First Amendment and Second Amendment. Our Fourth Amendment, right to privacy. These are the things that matter to Americans. Thank you for that speech referral, guest 633. Right on. That was outstanding. What's his name? Let's find out.
They want to be able to go to the gun show and buy a hunting rifle or a sport rifle. There are no military grade weapons sold at the gun show. An AR-15 is not a military grade weapon. Anybody that would go into combat with an AR-15 is a fool. It's a semi-automatic 22 rifle. You'd be killed in 15 minutes in combat with that thing. So we need to dispel all these myths, and we need to drop all this division that we got going on.
So true.
Because the bottom line is, when that Second Amendment was written, whether the framers liked it or not, they wrote it for everybody. And I am everybody. And the law-abiding citizens of this city are everybody. And we want our rights, and we want to keep our rights. And by God, we're going to keep them, come hell or high water.
Right on. That's awesome. Right on. Come hell or high water. Wow. His name is Robinson, I believe.
I didn't have time to
You have to give us your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Mark Robinson. I live at
Mark Robinson is his name. Mark Robinson. Really well put, well stated. Very good. We found out that apples are very vulnerable. Hacker Convention in Vegas have determined that apples are, their number one target now is Apple. Breaches of your security going on wherever you go. So you may want to look into Apple security for your iPhone. Google it. Yeah, I can make the American dream real again, Sausage. As much as I talk about the 6-week to 6-month program for certification, if people just get a job making $20-25 an hour, they can get out of their station in life moving toward something better. We can do that. We're going to give people opportunities to get free educations in community colleges. I was the originator of the idea, way ahead of Biden or anyone else talking about free education. Well, Mark Robinson may be Mrs. Robinson's long-lost nephew. Well, hello, Mrs. Robinson. Jolton Joe has been and gone. Sorry, I'm having a Simon and Garfunkel moment. There are black people in Switzerland. Definitely. I don't really know them, but they do exist. All right. Well, I think we've had a long night, man. This has been great. I've been trying not to talk about the Trump-Russian connection because I know it gets boring after a while. We got it all lined up for future shows, but nobody really wants to prosecute Trump. So it's like, okay, what next? Doesn't mean Russia doesn't control Trump. They do. It's been proven they do. It's just that nobody wants to talk about it, which means we've already been compromised. Our country's already been taken over ostensibly by Russia somehow. They won't discuss it, but Russia pays all of the Democrats and Republicans money through super PAC funds. Isn't that amazing? And we're allowing this. Last night we featured Puerto Rico's new mayor after the hit, basically social networking hit, went down on the former governor of Puerto Rico. Slammed for making defamatory statements in many, many chat dialogues that were revealed to the press. This new governor of Puerto Rico has been sworn in, Wanda Vasquez. Here she is, not the woman in the middle. You want her to be. She's the one holding the Bible. Wanda is the left woman, sworn in with her husband and daughter by her side. That's her daughter. Wow. Okay, well, some of you guys might want to meet her in Puerto Rico. Spring break, Puerto Rico, anyone? I don't know. Puerto Rico. Well, there's a lot of questions right now about how problems after the hurricane hit are being handled, and I think everyone's looking for a new approach. Donald Trump never gave them more than $12 billion, although he said he gave them $97 billion, which is not true. What happened to Wayne Newton's face? Where has all... Basically, he's a new guy. Singer Wayne Newton sued after a monkey allegedly bites girl visiting his estate. Wow. Okay. A Las Vegas woman filed a lawsuit against crooner Wayne Newton, alleging the entertainer's pet monkey bit her daughter while they were visiting his mansion nearly 2 years ago. Her daughter, Genevieve, had to be taken to the hospital after treatment for Newton's pet Capuchin Boo bit her on the wrist in an unprovoked attack during a tour of Nate Newton's former estate. Irina is seeking $15,000 in damages. Okay. The Newtons sold the 40-acre property to an investment group in 2010. I wonder what Wayne Newton's net worth is, you know? He worked Vegas for so long that you got to wonder. Mr. Las Vegas is worth $120 million. Wow. Mr. Las Vegas. Yeah, well, you know, Siegfried and Roy are worth about that much too. They're at their height, they were worth, I think, $320 million. And they've spent it over the years, you know, with healthcare for Siegfried, or Roy rather. Their net worth is now $120 million, exactly equivalent to Wayne Newton. So the get-rich people got rich and they stayed rich. 120 million is not bad. They can definitely do pretty well on that. Yeah, the terrible incident with the lions that had the yeah. That story's been covered up a few times by Siegfried and Roy, but you know, they want to paint it out that the lion had was trying to help Roy through what appeared to be a petit mal seizure of some sort. And they said that the lion tried to carry him back even though he mauled his face. So the story is kind of bizarre. It gets weirder too because Siegfried and Roy have been trying to, you know, fluff it up, and the key trainer at the time is now outspoken and saying that's not what happened. I follow Vegas news. I know. But what happened to Roy was pretty sad, you know. But they're claiming that Roy had a little episodic, the animal was trying to help him. Roy was having a small stroke. Whereas what the trainer says is the lion mauled him, causing his stroke. But that's not how Siegfried and Roy want to be heard, or they talk about it in the opposite way. I don't really care. The guy's got to live with his injuries. Who cares how he wants to frame it? I know Mark begs for money on the site. Says his site might have to be removed at year's end. It's a way of showing that somehow he's not rich and has somehow not made money from censoring us. White House preparing executive order to stop social media censorship. Oh yeah, sure. Good luck with that. Conservatives feel like they've been, you know, butthurt from the social media groups, but in reality, we're being butthurt every day. We got no representation. Trump got all the representation he wanted. Come on. Talk about complaining for no reason. I mean, Trump's had more free press than Bozo the Clown. I've had no free press in 11 years. What is a free press anymore? I mean, really, when you think about it, it's all expensive. But people get free press all the time as long as they're, you know, puppets for the greedmonger world we live in. Greedy people that can get free press anytime they want, as long as they suck up to the power elite in the Democratic Party. I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Ocasio, exactly. So if I change my look a little bit, the look of Ocasio, maybe I'd become more popular. Some guy sent me a picture of Andrew Yang possibly getting into the debate. Yeah, but he's a Democrat, that's why. I just think it's great that everybody watches me and I have a really good time, and it's just such a fun time for me to talk about minority issues and caring about people of color. Wow, that's amazing. How I morphed into Ocasio-Cortez. It's phenomenal, isn't it? Thank you, Stormy. I don't get anything. I don't get money for my UHF reruns. I don't get a cent in donations from American citizens because very few American citizens even know about us. And you people that do know about us are so flat broke, you can barely afford a baked potato for dinner. And I'm not complaining. It's okay. I'm glad I've got viewership. You guys are donating your time. That's more than I can say for a lot of people. But most people can't even get in our show. They're blocked out. Their VPN's knocked out. That's why I created Cool Rock, an amazing site where you can actually go visit anything on the internet and watch our show at the same time. Cool Rock.
In a world rules the planet, and its inhabitants worship sound. Two superpowers collide.
We bring you a nightly soundscape of incredible music. Join us at coolrock.com and watch virtual chat, great music, and interactive news links.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun on Cool Rock. You can do anything with this site. It's very flexible. If you like anything in this section, you can get access to this whole section of amazing stuff by clicking one of these croutons here. If you go for the one that says type in the middle, and then right next to it is your gateway to all of these amazing VR cloud-based systems that offer an amazing array of virtual reality experiences for all of you to watch. Pretty amazing stuff coming from a free site, I might add. Look at this. Whoa. This goes from one venue to another by scrolling. Yeah, and shows you the work of various artists. This is just one of the many things you can discover at Cool Rock. Now, if you don't want to, go into that world, you can hang out in the area up above, which is Web Oasis. And that is pretty awesome. If you want to play arcade games during the show because you're bored, go for it. Over on the left of Web Oasis is a drop-down menu that to take you to the arcade. Right there. In which you can play racing games, pinball, be a pinball wizard. Yeah, fun. And it gives you an alternative to, the boring nature of most websites on the internet. I love the fact that it's fun and free. And we don't mine any cookies. No cookies are being deposited. I'm not selling anything. Everything's free. I want the internet to be more open and free, too. Anyway, this is taking a while downloading on my VPN, so I'm going to dump out of it. But it is a really cool arcade game. Okay, that wraps up our regular broadcasting hour. We are amazingly doing a 5-hour show after doing a vacation, and I won't be doing a 5-hour show tomorrow. I will be a 2-hour show, 6 to 8. We're back to that regular schedule and no Saturday show. Because Sarah's vacation is still on right now, and I've got some, family issues with her family. I want to, help her out, and she wants to meet some family members, so... Most corrupt FBI agent in the U.S., Peter Schrock, lands most corrupt judge in U.S. history. Amy Berman Jackson to oversee his case. There you go. Guess 633. Yeah, Peter Schrock really culled Hillary's emails regarding Benghazi. That's why Trey Gowdy couldn't make any progress with the interrogation of Hillary Clinton, because Schrock had kept a lot of those key emails from getting to the forefront. Far left, Dayton, Ohio mass shooter attended an Antifa rally in May, armed with the same gun he used in Saturday's attack. I don't know. We're still wondering if these attacks are real, guess 633. Yeah, many of us are still suspicious that these are false flags being perpetrated. We had some candid photographs of some of the prep work that people were doing right before the event in Walmart. It doesn't look to me like a major event happening. It looks kind of, like a put-on. These people aren't afraid of anything. They're like, oh, okay, we're being asked to leave the mall, whatever. Anyway, bottom line is, it's pretty easy to fake the American people in the media now. Everything seems to be controlled, so you never know if it's real or not. I certainly don't trust my public officials at this point without any solid evidence. All I'm asking for is solid evidence, and I have yet to see a stitch of it. All right, in lieu of all that, we'll be back tomorrow night, 6 to 8, though, just so you know. Sarah and I are working on, getting together with her family. It should be fun, but I don't want to, in any way have the show take away from our fun time. You wrote shoe on a piece of paper in your dream this morning? Okay. And golfer Trump, let's see what he's got. Oh, he hits for the golf course again to siphon more money off of Secret Service. This guy's unbelievable. He wants more money, so he just goes golfing. And we have to pay his bill. For every Secret Service agent we have to put him up in his hotels. He's leaving for another 2-week August break at Bedminster Golf Club. For a guy that used to make fun of Barack Obama's golfing, this guy's over the top. Trade tariffs seem likely to escalate with China under Xi Jinping, which could not only affect Chinese goods coming into the U.S., but those received from the U.S. farms heading out to Beijing. Okay. The laughable administration of Donald Trump. Unbelievable. Well, there you have it. A president that completely controlled by the powers that be with all kinds of things. Money owed. He owes lots of money to people. And now we find out from Mueller that Russia did blackmail him with a sex tape, after all. And he didn't do a damn thing to stop it. And they're calling it the new normal. Unbelievable. Armor-clad man has been arrested at Walmart with guns. 100 rounds of ammo. Okay, apparently this guy's like a copycat person who likes to, go out and get armed up whenever they talk about gun control. A man is in custody tonight after being arrested at the Springfield area Walmart, where he was found clad in body armor and carrying tactical weapons and packing 100 rounds of ammo. Springfield Police Department responded to an active shooter call to Walmart. He grabbed a shopping cart upon his arrival and began filming himself while walking through the store. The store manager spotted him and pulled a fire alarm, urging people to evacuate immediately. Oh, okay, thank you. Well, that concludes another 5-hour show of nonstop broadcast. I hear you, man. Man. I don't know. Springfield is a Simpsons town, but it's also Springfield, Missouri. I think there's a Springfield, Massachusetts. It doesn't even matter. Oh, hey, the feds are probing AOC's ex-chief of staff for possible campaign finance violations. Maybe that's why he stepped down recently. Thanks, pink letter person. Okay, I'm going to cut off the ProCam section tonight on iVlog, but you guys have been great. We will see you guys tomorrow again for another show. But it's 6 to 8, just so you know. Back to our summer schedule just for tomorrow because we have to, greet people and get back on track. I'm going to squeeze a 2-hour show in. Yeah, it's kind of a difficult project at times.